I spent 127 hours creating this entire free course. In this free course, I'm going to be teaching you the smartest and the simplest path to $10,000 a month in 2025. I shared things I never thought I would share for free, including literally how I grow successful accounts on social media, how I create offers people feel stupid saying no, how I build high converting sales pages, my own personal sales script, and how I turn no's into yeses and how I monetize attention. My goal with this free course was to make this so much more valuable than the courses that you can buy from other people for thousands of dollars, and you will be the judge of this. Now, this video is not for everyone. This is gonna be hours upon hours long, and 99% of the people who are watching this video right now, you can look at the view count, will not finish it until the end. And that is exactly why they will still be broke in 2025. I pulled all the curtains back. This is exactly everything that you need to make 10K a month in 2025. Don't do me a favor, do yourself a favor and watch this video until the end. This is what's illegal to teach in universities. Now, I want to give you a quick plug. However, this quick plug is again to something that is completely free. I'm teaching one business model right here, very detailed, but I actually go deeper into this on a free school community where I have a 10-hour business course. I dive deeper into sales, I dive deeper into outreach, I dive deeper into creating content as well, because this is probably like 3 hours in total. But there I have a 10-hour free course, again, completely about business. You can get it for absolutely free. Free, my friend. I'm not charging anything for that. And on top of it, when you're in the school community, you also get to get a 15-minute, I can do it only like 15 minutes, it's pretty short, but I can only do that, a completely free business audit with me, one-on-one, where I give you what I would do if I were you in your business, right? That is also completely free. I'm not selling anything. It's literally completely free. That is linked in the description. However, this entire course is also incredibly valuable. I'm not gonna lie to you, we put so much effort into this. In this entire course, you'll be learning from start to end how to sell information products through leveraging organic social media. This is literally the simplest business model that I can explain in like 10 seconds. First of all, we're gonna find a pain that we can solve for people, something that is likely that we have solved for ourselves. And then we're gonna create content on social media, on long form, short form, around this pain. And then we're gonna gather all of these people who have this pain, who wanna solve it. And then we're gonna offer our services as the solution to this pain. And that is exactly how we're gonna make money. So that's literally it. That's literally how simple it is. Now, I explained everything in like 5 seconds, but this video is 3 hours, so you'll be learning in detail exactly what to do. But before we dive into that, I wanna give you exactly 10 reasons why I am going all in this business model and why I think this is the simplest and smartest way to make 10K a month in 2025. Number one, if you want to start this business model, it is absolutely free to start. There is no capital needed. If you want to start this business model, bro, honestly, you only need your phone, your laptop, and an internet connection. So as long as you have that, you can start. There is no money needed to start this business. You don't need to have $5,000 to get started. It's literally completely free. And number two, it is completely scalable. Some businesses actually don't really go past after 10K a month. And some of them, you can only scale them until 100K a month. And after that, you have a lot of problems. You can't really do that. But in this business model, because we leverage organic social media as our lead getting, right? What happens is we can scale to the moon. The entirety of this business model is completely scalable. And number three, the business model itself is very simple. And what that means is it doesn't really require any physical inventory or any employees to start with. You can literally scale this business until $100,000 a month. And there are people who do this at like $1 million a month, completely alone yourself. Number one, you don't need any inventory, nothing physical that will go through your hands, nothing physical that will actually make you not productive but busy. On top of it, you don't need to hire any employees and scale it very profitably. And number four, it's not soulless. With this business model, you will make an absolute impact in the world. For example, when you're doing SMMA or dropshipping, you're literally like in dropshipping buying products from China and selling to someone in US, for example. Like, where is the impact of that? It's a very soulless business model. It might make money, right? But it's a completely soulless business model, and I don't want that to be my main job in the world. Whenever I'm building a business, I want my business to have an impact in the world. And in this business, impact is literally the number one thing because we'll be solving the pain problems of people. Number five, you will be building your personal brand when you're building this business. And honestly, I'm not even gonna get into how important that is. If you're watching this video, then you know. Personal brands are the number one thing starting from like actually 2024 to 2025. And when you're building this business model, you will be building your personal brand as well. Number 6, you have, especially in the beginning, pretty much 90 to 100% profit margins. My friend, tell me another business. When you make $1,000, you literally get to keep the $1,000 because it's literally yours. It's only happening in information businesses. Let's say you're doing SMA. Either you're doing all that work yourself, so that's how you have high margins, or you have ad buyers. You have people who are doing the work for you, contractors, and your profit margins are going to be like 50-60%. And when you're doing dropshipping, your profit margins are going to be sometimes 0. Sometimes it's only going to be 10%, 15%. With this business model, literally whatever you make after taxes, you get to keep everything. And number 7, AI cannot take this business from you. Because this is literally you. There is no second Ahmed Khan. Well, there was actually a second Ahmed Khan who was selling people crypto under my name. But, you get the point. That's not me. There is no second you. And because there is no second you, this business model is completely future-proof. Like, AI cannot take this away from you. And number 8, there is global reach. Like, I live in Germany, and once a month for a week to see my girlfriend, to see my family in Turkey. And my clients are from US, Canada, India, Germany a lot, Poland, like all of these countries. Why? Simply because this business is global, where you're getting connected to people who you would love to already work with. And those people can be literally anywhere around the world. And number 9, you can live anywhere in the world to make this business happen. For example, yeah, I just travel all the time. I go to different countries. And the thing is, as long as I have my laptop and as long as I have my internet connection, I can literally make this happen anywhere in the world. So the reason why I live in Germany right now is because I want to have like structure in my days. But a year from now, I'm going to probably move to Thailand. And I can live in a country like that because I can simply afford, thanks to my business model. But on top of it, I just live wherever I want and make my money. And number 10, you can have true time freedom as well. Now, in the beginning of this business model, you don't have time freedom. You need to create so much content, you need to get your name out there. That's why there is no time freedom in the beginning. But after you get your name out there and after you build your products, you can literally work only a couple of hours a day and you can make as much money as you like. And also, you get to choose those hours when you work. You don't have to work on a Tuesday if you want to go on a date with a girl. You don't have to work on the weekends if you have something planned. You don't have to work in the morning because maybe you're not a morning person. You don't have to work in the evening. You can literally decide your hours, which gives you the total freedom. And these are the 10 reasons why exactly I think this is the simplest and the smartest path to 10K a month in 2025. Now, as I explained in the last lesson of this course, the entirety business model is literally you selling information, you selling a transformation that you went through in your own life. In this literally lesson, we're going to be picking what to exactly help people with, as well as who to help people with. This is essentially 2 different things. Picking what to help people with, and then who to help. Because maybe you don't want to, even though you might do fitness coaching, right? You might not want to help every single person. Even though you might be doing productivity coaching, you might not want to help every single person. Even though you might be doing how to make money online coaching, you might not want to help every single person. You want to help a specific type of person who's going to benefit from your services so much more than other people. On top of it, someone who has the finances to pay for that. When I say, okay, we're going to be helping people with X, Y, and Z, we're going to be helping people solve a pain problem in their lives, most people go, but Ahmed, I don't have anything in my life that I can help people with, that I can, get people through a transformation. That's why what I did is I literally wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different things I have seen people do as, online coaching, as literally selling information online that are literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm going to give you literally 9 things as examples, and then you will be able to pick yours. Not out of these 9, maybe one of these is yours, but literally you just need to think about a painful transformation that you went through. Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's productivity, maybe it's confidence, maybe it's making money online that you could help someone else with. And it's also so valuable that they would want to pay for it because they would love to go through that transformation. Now, for example, maybe you are very unproductive and lazy and you learned how to become productive and get shit done. Imagine, for example, you can turn someone from who is completely lazy and unproductive to someone who is productive and who is getting work done. That would be actually very valuable to that person. Maybe you have been going to the gym for 4 or 5 years and you built a very nice physique and you could help people starting out in the gym. And honestly, imagine this, when you were beginning the gym, when you had no experience, no knowledge, you right now could help that person incredibly well. And that would mean if you're solving all of these problems for that person would be willing to pay if he has the money, right? Number 3, you made money online through selling digital products and you learned it yourself. Now you can teach people that. Number 4, maybe you were very shy around girls and you couldn't attract the girls in the past. Then you learned how to talk to girls and you can literally teach shy people how to talk to girls. Maybe you built a successful Instagram account and you could literally teach people how to do that. There are people who are making millions of dollars every single month teaching other people how to build successful Instagram accounts. Maybe, and this is one that I've seen a lot, maybe you were addicted to corn and you stopped it and now you can teach people how. And the thing is, imagine if you could kind of like help a person with this, how valuable this would be for someone. And the more valuable something is, the more you can charge for it. Maybe you learned a language from scratch alone and built a system that could teach people how to learn a language themselves, right? Imagine this. Imagine you speak a couple of languages because that's your passion and you can teach people how to learn a language, your systems, and you could charge money for that. Maybe you were in a lot of toxic relationships and you learned how to actually build meaningful, growing relationships and you could teach that. And imagine if you sold this, growing in like a healthy relationship to people who already had money. Bro, honestly, you could be charging a lot of money for this and people would be willing to pay a lot simply because they would love to actually learn this. They would love to understand this. Maybe you were an incredible student and you developed amazing strategies to get good grades. And there are a lot of people in the world who would pay for those strategies, who would pay for those systems and lessons because they also want to get good grades. And here's the thing, for all of these things, for literally all of these things that I said, I know someone who's making a lot of money with it. Because I want you to just imagine, if you taught someone how to make 5K a month online every single month, and no BS, you actually taught someone that. It's not like, oh, I have a course that's shitty and, no, not even gonna get any results. No, it's literally you taught someone how to make 5K a month online. How valuable would that be? On a financial level, it would make sense to pay that person $5,000 because you just learned how to make $5,000 a month. You can make that money back in 1 month. Or imagine helping someone with corn addiction. Like one of the people that I know, right, who is literally printing money with this is he's teaching married men how to quit corn. And imagine how powerful that is. Married men are generally older, that means they have more money. And on top of it, if they're addicted to corn, that's damaging the relationship. And as he's teaching that to them, he gets to make a huge impact in the world. On top of it, he gets to make a lot of money. How beautiful is that? Like, you get to make a huge impact in the world. On top of it, you get to make a lot of money. And here's the thing. Everyone has went through a transformation. If you're thinking now, wow, those things are amazing, but I don't have any of those things. Like I don't have anything I can help people with. Then you're either a sore, complete loser, or you're just not thinking deep enough. Now, whatever you're picking, they can help people with. The pain that the people are feeling needs to be something deep enough. For example, you might know how to knit, but if you're teaching people how to knit, then you might not make a lot of money because the pain of those people who want to learn knitting is not that deep. Just like someone, for example, who is broke and who wants to make money online. Bro, he's broke, he has the pain. Or someone, for example, who is very skinny and he wants to build muscle, and because he's very skinny, he doesn't feel like confident when he's taking his shirt off in the, swimming pool, in the beach. Or someone who is very, very lazy and who's unproductive. That person has a lot of pain. And whoever you are helping, they need to have so much pain that they would love to work with you and they would love to pay you for your services. Because if there is no pain, no buying happens. No one actually would buy something if there is no pain around it. And on top of it, one of the main limiting beliefs and misconceptions is that people think they need to be an absolute master, a full 10 out of 10, to be able to teach this to other people. No, you do not have to be at an incredibly high level at the skill to teach to other people. For example, you do not need to be Mr. Olympia to teach people bodybuilding. You don't have to be making millions of dollars online every single month to teach people how to make money online. You can be someone who is fit, who has been going to the gym for a couple of years, and you can teach a complete beginner. If you're making $10,000 a month online, then you can teach people how to make $10,000 a month online. And the thing is, generally the people who are at the top of the level lose essentially their touch to what it feels to be a beginner. For example, if you go to a Mr. Olympia, he might not give the best advice to someone who's literally completely starting out. Why? Because he kind of lost the touch from being a complete beginner. Someone who is a professional fitness coach to the beginners would probably give good advice as well. Why? Because he is literally working with those people. He hasn't lost the touch. That's why you don't need to be, for example, someone who's making $1 million a month. That person, it's going to be a little difficult to teach the complete beginner. Someone who's making 10, 15K a month can teach the beginner maybe even better, simply because you were there a year ago, you were there 2 years ago, but the millionaire hasn't been broke since 20 years. That's why the best businesses come from people who actually are teaching the things that they personally went through 2 years ago. Because number one, they know that pain, they know how bad it feels, and they know how you crave to get out of that situation. And number two, they know how to get out of that situation because they went out of that situation themselves 2 years ago. And that's exactly why everything that I'm doing, literally what I'm teaching, why the channel exists, is simply because I want to teach younger Ahmed 2 years ago, who was completely broke, who didn't know how to make money online, who wanted that financial location and time freedom, but he didn't know how to get it. Because the people online were teaching, again, 10% of the information and 90% of the information were behind the paywall. So he didn't know how to learn. That's why this course, that's why this channel completely exists. Now, at this stage, you should already have decided what to help people with. And then we're going to move into step number 2, which is you decided what to help people with, but right now we're going to decide who to help, right? Let's say you decided, yes, I went through actually some productivity problems in my past. I was very lazy, very unproductive. Now I'm going to teach productivity to people. But who am I going to teach? Let's say I was very fat a couple of years ago and I lost a lot of weight. Now I'm going to teach fat loss to people. But who am I going to actually teach that? And as I'm saying here, I think you should be focusing on 2 things. Number one, the fact that your avatar, which means your avatar literally means the people who you're talking to, who you're going to be targeting on your social media, as well as who you're going to be selling it to, right? The avatar needs to have the pain. And on top of it, this is the second thing that people miss, the avatar needs to have the buying power. For example, if you are teaching people how to lose weight, but you're telling teenagers how to lose weight, then probably these teenagers won't be able to afford your high-ticket services because they just simply don't have the money for that. Or you're, let's say, teaching how to become more productive. If you're literally teaching people, hey, I'm going to teach you how to become more productive, but the people who you're teaching it to are 14 to 16-year-olds in high school, then probably you won't be making a lot of money because they just don't have the money to pay. But if you're teaching, for example, entrepreneurs how to get out of a rut, then these people who are entrepreneurs already probably have some money because they are also making money online. Then when you're teaching them how to get out of a rut, then you can actually make a good amount of money because your audience, kind of like your avatar, has money. So there are 2 things you need to look at. Number one, do they have the pain? And number 2, do they have the financial power to a little buy? Now, they don't have to be rich. You don't need to be selling to only rich people, but they need to be in a position where they can afford some services. They're not struggling for money. And now, if you want to build a really successful business, honestly, bro, what you need to be doing is you need to be really understanding your avatar at a very deep level. This is the mistake that a lot of people make. They just make content. They just build products. They just, talk, but they don't actually talk to their specific avatar. Now, after this point, you should have decided what to help people with and who to help. And now I'm going to give you an exercise that is called avatar journaling. And this exercise is going to help you literally understand your avatar at a very, very fundamental level, so that the content that you create on social media, the products that you make, the sales pages that you build, everything, literally everything is going to be targeted for that avatar. So the avatar will feel like, well, this is literally for me. So your conversion rates along your entire funnel is going to skyrocket. So what is avatar journaling? Avatar journaling simply means I'm going to give you 10 questions that I need you to stop this video and write down or take like a screenshot of this. And then I need you to answer these questions literally in heavy, heavy detail so that you understand your avatar really, really well. So what are the questions? Who is your avatar? Simple as that, but that's true. What are they struggling with? Why are they struggling with this? How long have they been struggling with this problem? And what did they try to get out of this? Maybe they tried a couple of methods in the past. You gotta know these methods as well, right? Why is this problem affecting their lives? I wrote here, maybe they feel very insecure when they take their shirt off in public. right? And imagine that feeling, the insecurity they feel when they need to take their shirt off in public, and when they're swimming, for example. And when that happens, they feel so bad that they would love to pay any money to get in shape, for example. How much more confident, happy, and fulfilled would they be if they solved this problem? What are the habits that they do that brought them to this problem? And what type of content do they watch? What motivates this avatar? And before we get into the next step of this course and actually continue getting the value, I really need you to sit down and do this avatar journaling. My friend, I have a quote which is, if you don't want to get your hands dirty, then you won't be making any money, and this is where you get your hands dirty, all right? Before we get into the next stages, literally do this avatar journaling for like half an hour and then move to the next step. Okay, my friends, at this stage, you know what to help people with, as well as who to help, as well as you have done the avatar journaling, so you know exactly who your avatar is. Now what we gotta do is we have to essentially reach to this avatar. And the way we're gonna do that in this business model is, number one, like you can run ads and stuff, but like I'm not gonna talk about that at all. We're just gonna be doing online, classical, organic social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, like these things to reach to this avatar. And here's what you gotta know. The more people know you, the more qualified people who know you, the more money that you make. That means the more eyeballs that you gather on social media, simply the more money that you'll be making. Literally, the amount of money that you make on like your business is going to be directly proportional to people who know you. That doesn't mean the people who have more followers make more money. No, it doesn't mean that at all, because I know people who make so much money and they have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I also know people who have 1 million subscribers and they're broke. Literally, they're broke. It's not that. It's simply that the people who know you, they need to be qualified. And the more qualified people who know you, who are your avatar, right? The people who you want to sell to, literally the more money that you make. And now, in this lesson, I'm going to be talking about YouTube. And because of the fact that I'm going to be talking about YouTube, I'm going to change the color of the background to red because I'm going to talk about YouTube, right? And then in Instagram, we'll make it purple because I am... because it's so important. In this video, I'm going to teach you the 7 rules to building a successful YouTube channel. And in the next one, I'm going to be teaching you how to essentially build an audience through Instagram. But the main point is YouTube means long form. So if you want to do podcast, that's still kind of like YouTube. You can extract the audio and put it as a podcast. And if you're doing Instagram, that kind of also means like TikTok as well, because you can export the same videos and put them onto a TikTok as well. Now, the main thing is, I'm going to teach right now long form, and then the next one is going to be essentially short form. But it doesn't matter if you pick long form or short form. I want you to actually stick to that, long form or short form, for a long time. Like, don't switch between, oh, I'm doing YouTube and it's not getting views, so I'm going to go into Instagram, I'm going to make some shorts. No, don't do that. And if you're doing Instagram, you decided on Instagram, right? Perfectly fine, you can make money through Instagram as well. It doesn't matter. But don't go and switch into long form 2 months later because your Instagram reels are not getting views and because someone said YouTube is better. Both work. Pick one and get started. And here's the golden rule. In the beginning, before you build your business, you need some eyeballs there so that you can sell, right? That's why it takes time to build an audience. And what I need you to be doing is actually, I need you to be following the golden rule. And the golden rule is 4 hours every single day. 4 hours of work for your YouTube channel, or 4 hours of work for your Instagram account, for your short form every single day. Now, what do you do in those 4 hours? You script videos, you create outlines for videos, you film videos, you edit videos, you talk to your community, you make titles, thumbnails, you upload, you literally do all of those things. But the point is, the main point is, you spend every single day 4 hours, literally 4 hours every single day creating the content. And I'm gonna say the same thing for Instagram as well. Why? Because if you're not spending time creating the content, you won't have anyone on your account who would love to learn from you, who would love to buy from you, so you won't make any money. So your content game needs to be on point. That's why this video is literally 7 rules to building a successful YouTube channel, right? And the first one is something that we already talked about, which is create your avatar, because your videos will be for this person. So imagine like this. If you don't have an avatar, like imagine a channel where there are only 1,000 subscribers. All right, and these people are all watching your videos because they are very like fat, and they all want to learn how to lose weight because you only make content about losing weight. And all these 1,000 people who are watching your videos are there to solve a problem. And then let's compare that to, you have 50,000, literally 50,000 subscribers. And what you do is you just make pranks where you're pranking people. And the people watch your videos not because it's very serious and stuff. People just watch your videos for like fun and it's just pranks. Who's gonna make more money? Honestly, the person who has 1,000 subscribers can put out, right, a losing weight, like you can lose 20 pounds in 3 months program. And he can make a lot of money because he can get to literally 1/10 of his audience might buy his program. Literally, like that might be the fact that he can sell 100 of those people at a good price. And versus the other guy who does pranks, the best thing he can sell, the guy who's doing pranks, is literally just fucking merch. And I don't know what he's also gonna write on top of the merch, like, because he's not solving a problem. So the content that you make doesn't need to go viral. It needs to be talking to this specific avatar. That's why create your avatar, because your videos will be for them. Make your thumbnail so that your avatar will click. Make your script so that your avatar will feel like he's talking to me right now, right? This is the first rule to creating a successful YouTube channel. You need to be not talking to an audience. Hey guys! No, talk to a specific person, talk to a specific avatar. Who I'm talking to right now is Ahmed 2 years ago who was broke and who wanted to make money online. I'm literally teaching him right now, and the people who are similar like him, who wanna get the financial freedom, location freedom, time freedom, will resonate with this and they will watch as well. Right? That's the goal. Talk to your avatar. You don't need to go viral to make some good money. You just need to talk to a specific avatar to make some good money. Rule number 2, find outlier video ideas. What does that mean? On YouTube right now, the way to grow on YouTube right now is through outlier video ideas. Outlier videos. What is an outlier video? An outlier video is, imagine a channel that has 2,000 subscribers, but there is a video on that channel that got, and also the video is not like 5 years ago, 5 years old. The video is like, let's say, the last 1 to 2 years old. And that video got, even though the channel has 2,000 subscribers, the video got 50k views. So that video is simply an outlier video. A video that performed so much better than the other average videos on that channel. And the way to get views on YouTube is you go out in your niche and find those outlier videos that other people made. For example, if you're in the fitness niche, right? Number one, the niche is very big, so there's gonna be a lot of like, people who have some good views. But what you do is you go to not the biggest channels, but the channels who have small to medium sized channels. And look at their videos. Which of their videos actually like went viral and like popped off? And look at those videos. Those are the videos you should be modeling after. And I'm gonna teach you the hack with this. You're not gonna make the same video as them, right? Because you are you, they're them. You need to be talking to your avatar. But what you're gonna be doing is, you're gonna be getting their thumbnail and you're gonna make a similar thumbnail and title. So you're gonna kind of like steal like an artist, the packaging of the video, the title and the thumbnail, right? And then the entire video itself, it's your video. You make it yourself, you put your spin on it, you talk about your story, your things, it's your video. But the packaging of the video, which is the title and thumbnail, you can get it from outside, from already proven outlier videos. Now, if you go onto YouTube and actually mindfully look for this, you will easily see that this is exactly what people are doing. This is exactly what people are doing, my friend, right? You will see so many same thumbnails, same titles, but you don't copy the video. The video is yours. You're not a theft. This is not something bad. This is what everyone is doing literally on YouTube to grow. But what you do is simply just copy the title and the thumbnail. You make your version of the title and the thumbnail, and then you make your entirety of the video. This is how you find outliers and get views on YouTube. Simple as that. And number 3, create your thumbnail and your title before you make the video. What most people do is they make the video, and when the time comes to upload the video, they just slap on a random thumbnail and then just go live. No, what you should be doing, the right way to do YouTube is, you first of all go and create your thumbnail and then your title, and then you put it onto your laptop and you look at it like this. Is this video actually something that's like really clickable? Is this like a really good idea? And if you think, wow, this is an amazing idea, like I would love to click on this, I would love to watch it, then go and make the video. But if you don't think the idea itself is already very, very good, the idea itself is like something that you want to click on, the thumbnail is really good, don't go and spend the time to make the video, because you know the video is not going to get a lot of views, because the video sucks. What I used to do in the past was, I used to make the video was done, and then I would just be like, what do I put on my thumbnails, man? I'm not even sure, like what do I do as my thumbnail? And I wasn't getting a lot of views. But now what I'm doing is I'm creating my thumbnail and my title, and then I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this actually worth my time to put into it as a video? Because making a video is going to be a long process, and I need to pay my video editing team to edit as well. Like, is it good enough? And then if I think the idea is good enough, I make the video. And if I don't think the idea is good, into trash. And number 4, somehow stand out in your videos. And here's what that means. I need you to go into the top 10 people in your niche, all right? If you're in the productivity niche, that's gonna be Ali Abdal, Matt Devella, maybe Hamza, these people who make content around this. And then you get the top 10 people. When you put your channel next to those top 10 people, do you stick out like a sore thumb because of the fact that like your content is not high quality? Or if we gave all of those 10 plus you, so 11 channels to someone and said, one of these guys have only, 500 subscribers, and all of these other people have close to 1 million. Guess the person. Nobody would be able to guess. That's how high quality your content should be. Now, the step number 4 is literally just somehow stand out in your videos. But the way you stand out doesn't need to be that your camera is the highest quality. The way you stand out doesn't need to be that your editing is insane. The way you stand out doesn't need to be that your storytelling is so incredible you should be a Netflix documentary guy. But you need to find somehow something, anything that would make you stand out in your niche. It can be the fact that, for example, Alex Hormozi came into the business niche, and the way he stood out was literally he was a 100 millionaire, and then he just started creating videos. So already the person who he was outstanding. And there are people who are creating content about fitness, but their content is so well thought out, it's so high quality in terms of camera and editing, that's how they stand out. Maybe you can learn how to tell amazing stories, and then you can, Hamza actually blew up with this. Hamza told amazing stories that were unfiltered, and that's how he blew up. So find your winning edge. You need to somehow stand out. You don't need to have all of these qualities. You just need to have your own wow factor. And number 5. Success on YouTube is about 2 different things. Those are click-through rate and average view duration. Now, my friends, most people think success on YouTube is like luck. You actually get views on YouTube if you're lucky. You make money on YouTube if you're lucky. Not at all like that. My friends, the way platforms work is, if you can keep people on a platform longer, that means that platform makes more money. So they reward people who can keep people on their platform the longest with the most reach. It's like literally simple as that. Every social media app works the same. If you can hold attention longer, you get more views. And if you can hold attention at a very significant rate, then you literally blow up and make a lot of money through social media because a lot of people watch your videos. That's how you go viral. Now, then how do you go viral and how do you actually get views on YouTube? The way you do that is, number 1, you get people to click onto your videos more than other people can do, right? More than other YouTubers. And number 2, when you make your videos, you get those people to watch your videos longer than other people. So your click-through rate is higher than average and your average view duration is higher than average. Success on YouTube is not luck. It's just simply this. You get people to keep on your platform, on your channel, watching your videos much longer than others. And I promise you, if you can do this, you will blow up. So focus on these 2 metrics, literally study them. And rule number 6, constantly improve. And here's what that means. Every video that you put out needs to be better in some way, shape, or form, especially if you're in the beginning. Why? Because if you're making like very bad, low-level content that no one is gonna watch, and then if you just keep making that content forever, do you think you're gonna get views? Do you think people will be raging fans of you? No, that's not gonna happen. So why? Because you're just creating shitty content all the fucking time. Now, how do you solve this problem? You solve this problem through every upload that you have on social media is a little better. Now, how do you do that then? You can do that through scripting a little better, making your thumbnails a little better. You can think about your title a little more. You can think about your idea a little more. You can think about your script more. You can script a little better. You can edit a little better. You can film in a more charismatic, confident way. You can do all of those things, but every single upload that you have on social media needs to be a little better than the previous one. Because if you're not doing that, then you're not improving. And the thing is, as you've seen in the creator economy, people are constantly improving. That's why people who are not improving are just being outdated. And if you're improving with every single video, that's exactly how you can make 2 years of progress in only 6 months. Most people, when they start, it takes literally years for them to get their first 1,000 subscribers. But if you constantly improve with every single video, you can get it in 3 to 6 months. And that means, because I remember I got it in like 9 months, and in the first 3 to 4 months, I wasn't improving my videos at all. I was making the same bad videos all the time. Now you can't see them on my channel because they're unlisted, but that was the case. And the moment I started like improving my videos constantly, I fell in love with the video creation process of how can I make a better one? How can I make a better one? Then I got my first 1,000 subscribers in like 6 months. And rule number 7 is just consistency, consistency, consistency. And here is what that means. If you work on your videos like 20 minutes a day, and then you don't work on anything for like a week, I'm not talking about your upload schedule consistency, which is already, your upload schedule consistency needs to be there. That's very important. But on top of it, there needs to be consistency of you working on videos. Do you want to build this business? Do you want to reach financial freedom? If the answer is yes, then I don't accept any excuse of you not creating content every single day. That doesn't mean uploading 1 video a day. No. On YouTube, if you do that, like your quality will be so low. But it's about actually working on those videos and improving your skills every single freaking day. And these are the 7 rules for YouTube success. 5 rules to building an Instagram account successfully and going viral. Now my friends, as I said in the YouTube lesson of this as well, if nobody knows who you are, if nobody knows your offer, if nobody is interested in your offer, guess who's gonna buy your offer? No one. You won't be making any money. Now, in this essentially lesson, I'm going to be talking about how to become successful through short form. Now, I did long form as my main thing. That's why I think I'm more qualified to talk about YouTube. But in terms of social media on Instagram, this is exactly how you essentially build your business through getting leads on Instagram. As I said, the 2 things that I talked about, which was in the YouTube thing as well, same as here. 4 hours of work every single day, whatever you pick. If you pick short form as your main thing, then do 4 hours of work every single day to create the short form content. If you picked 4 hours as your main thing, your YouTube, and long form, do 4 hours of work for your YouTube every single day, because this is going to build the skills that are necessary to get to a level where you can create high quality content that attracts people. Imagine like this. If you take someone who has been working on Instagram, creating content on Instagram for 5,000 hours in total in the last, however long Instagram existed, versus someone who is just starting, their skill level is not going to be the same. And even though their business level might be the same, the person who knows Instagram much better will get so many more leads. And with the same business skill level, he's going to close so many more deals. Why? Because he has so much more eyeballs. Right? So that's the fundamental understanding. Now again, the rule number 1 is going to be the same thing on YouTube, which is create your avatar, right? Create your avatar shot, and then understand that avatar so well and capture essentially your audience around that avatar. Remember the 1,000 subscriber channel fat loss versus 50,000 subscribers prank channel, right? The same applies on Instagram as well, and especially it applies on Instagram so much more. I know people on Instagram, and like my coach on Instagram has 15,000 followers, 15K, and he makes 40 to 50K a month, versus I know people who have millions. Or I also know someone else on Instagram, I can't mention the name. He also has 50K. No, he has 50K. My coach has 15. The guy has 50. And he built a school community for $30. And he only got a couple of people in. It's about the depth of the audience. It's more about the depth of the audience. Now, that's why do your avatar journaling really well, right? And after you do your avatar journaling, create your content for this specific avatar. Don't talk to everyone, talk to that specific person, so that the people who actually would buy your product will watch your videos and they'll be like, I'm gonna follow this guy's talking to me, right? Number 2, finding viral videos. This is my approach. But guys, this is actually very, very valuable. Like, this is how I'm not doing much Instagram nowadays. I'm focused on more my YouTube, but this is how to go viral on Instagram. Literally the best way to go. Now, go create an account on Instagram that has no profile picture, no nothing. It's just like a stalker account. And then with that account, go and follow every single content creator. If they're like some very small ones, don't follow them. But every single big size and medium size content creator, go follow every single one of them. And when I did this for like self-improvement and productivity, I followed like 40, 50 people in total. When you follow every single one of these people, use this account only once a week. Go into this account and then click onto the every single one's profile and watch every single reel they posted over the last 1 week. If they're posting 1 a day, that's 7 per person. If they're posting 2 a day, that's 14 per person, right? And when you go like this, if you have 30 people, right, and you have every single person posts once a day, you have literally 210 posts that you need to go through. And if this is your main thing, if literally creating short form is your main thing, and this is what you want to go with, then every single Sunday, sit down and analyze every single one of your competitors. And when you analyze them, find out the outlier videos that performed, the outlier reels that performed so much better than the other ones, and then save all of them. So if the guy has like normally 20, 30K views per video and one of them hit like 1 million, save it. And then when you save all of these, you will end up with, let's say 10, 15 videos, and create those videos next week on your account. So you're literally only creating videos that are proven that already got a lot of views in your content. What most people do is they go real back in the Instagram algorithm, find like videos that went viral a year ago and copy them. But no, because that was a year ago and the Instagram algorithm changes like 25 times more and faster than the YouTube algorithm. If you can find an outlier video on YouTube a year ago, that video can still work. But if you find a video a year ago on Instagram, that's probably not going to work right now. So what you do is you literally only look at last week, every single one of your competitors, get the best ideas and make them next week. And then next week on Sunday you sit down again, find more ideas like that and then make them again. So simple as that. Every week, every piece of content that you're putting out is only videos that are just very, very high quality, and they might not be high quality in a shot sense, but from a view sense, they got a lot of views, so they're probably high quality in terms of virality. You just get those and make the same ones to your avatar. Number 3, upload every single day to test your ideas and to essentially improve your skills. Here's the thing. On YouTube, quality, like on YouTube, quantity doesn't really matter much. You can upload once a day, you can upload once a week, you can upload once a month. And I have a friend whose name is Hassan, and he makes like every single 3 months one video, blows up the video, always. Insanely high quality. On YouTube, quantity doesn't matter. On YouTube, you can go however you like. You can make average videos once a week. You can make low quality videos once a day. If you're like a reaction channel, obviously, you don't want to be a reaction channel. We're talking about business here, right? But if you make very high quality videos once a month, everything works. But on short form, it doesn't work like that. In short form, you gotta put the quantity in. You need to be making videos. You need to be creating content on short form. And I would rather say like literally uploading one video a day, every single day, to test your skills as well. It's like every single one of these videos is like a shot in the dark. You don't know which one is gonna land. You don't know which one is gonna get the views. Now, you should, that doesn't mean make shitty videos, see which one lands. No, go and find the second rule. Find the viral videos in your niche every week. New viral videos. And only post them and make them to your spin, but shot them every single day. The reason why every single day is because you're gonna feed the algorithm, and the algorithm is gonna understand this guy, and also if you're posting stories, this guy is active and he's always creating content. That's one. But on top of it, the most important thing is that if you make a video a day, your skills will improve so fast. Imagine 3 months later, you've made 90, probably maybe 100 videos in total, versus you posting 2-3 times a week, where you only made like 20, or you made like 40 to 50 videos out of like a couple of months. That's not going to improve your skill much. But if you go all in, and especially you don't batch create, you create every single video with love, you create every single video with attention, you will progress so much faster. And the rule number 4, build your first 1,000 superfans. Now, this comes from a very, very like really good marketing book. And this doesn't only apply to Instagram, this applies to every single one of the content creation platforms that you can do. And by the way, when I talk about Instagram, I actually am not just talking about Instagram, I'm talking about TikTok as well. TikTok is literally the same as Instagram. The algorithm is a little different, but it's technically short form is the same. Alright? Now, when you're building your 1,000 superfans, here's what that idea is. I told you, you don't need to have like 50K followers to make money. You can have very low amount of followers and still print cash. And the 1,000 superfan idea essentially gives us this. If you have 1,000 true fans, people who love you, people who are like, bro, I love what he creates, I love like when the videos he makes, he gives so much value. You can create a school community and charge $10 a month, which is literally nothing, and you can get 1,000 of those people and you make $10,000 a month. Or you can literally create a product that's $1,000, something that's very valuable, and if you sell it to all of those 1,000 true fans, you make $1 million. Now, obviously, it's not going to be like you have 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 subscribers of all of them are going to be like your super fans. That never happens. But when you look at it from a perspective of, instead of trying to get low quality followers, you get high quality followers, you engage with them, you create the content that they actually need, and you help them a lot in their lives, and overall your quality of your audience is much better than someone who has a low quality audience, then you can make so much more money than them. And the idea of the 1,000 super fans, 1,000 true fans, is just this. It's just have high quality people who watch your videos who potentially would buy your services. Okay, we're not after like literally 1,000 people who would buy anything at that second. Like that generally doesn't exist if you're not famous. But still, the idea is still there. Even if it was 100 true fans, you could put out a program that's like only $100 a month, you know, and you still make it $10,000 a month. It's only that you need to get these people who are qualified on your accounts, who love you, trust you, and they get value from you. That's it. And the number 5th rule is just, again, consistency, consistency, consistency. Upload every single day and improve your skills, sharpen your skills. You need to be getting really good at short form, because if you want to get clients through short form, you need to be actually understanding how short form works. How do you hook people in? How do you make a video that makes people feel in a certain way? How do you make your CTAs that people would actually go and click the links that you have? And when you click that, right, we're going to talk about how to create a sales pages, but cracking the short form game is a very, very valuable skill in 2024, and when you're watching this video in 2025, it's gonna be an insanely valuable skill. And the way you do that is entirely of this, like actually video, is just honestly rule number 2. Finding the viral videos. And the way you do that is just the system I explained to you. Do that system, and after you do that system, try to like recognize the patterns. Why does this get views and why does this isn't getting views? When you understand the patterns, you will start to see how people think, what people click, and why people click. And then you can do the psychology behind and create your content so that people would actually love to consume your content over other people's. And that's how you become successful on Instagram. Well, my friends, now we are at the genius strategy where we're going to be actually starting our business. Because until now, what we have done is we have created our accounts, we have created our content, and until now you should have been doing content for at least a couple of months. Because if you are here trying to create the free challenge, which I'm going to be explaining, and you have like 27 followers on Instagram, I'll promise you, bro, it's not really going to work. All right? So this is only going to be starting after you have collected some followers. And some followers does not have to be thousands of followers. It can be literally a couple of hundred followers and you can get started with this. But you need the first people to actually, you need some eyeballs for this to work. Okay, and this is my genius. I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that I have here. It's interesting. Now, I titled this section, Creating a Free Challenge. What does creating a free challenge mean? Now, you have in this course already decided what you're going to help people with. And I'm going to give the example of, by the way, let's say losing weight. You're a fitness coach, you help people lose weight. I'm going to give that example. Why? I don't fucking know. I'm not a fitness coach. I help people make money online, but still, let's go with that, right? It's easier. What you're going to be doing is, you're going to be creating a 4 to 6 week challenge to help people go through the transformation, which is actually your offer. So let's say you help people lose weight. What you're going to do is, you'll go to people and you'll create this free challenge where you will get a couple of people from your audience who are good fits to succeed with this challenge, and you will coach them, help them for absolutely free, one-on-one, so that they get the outcomes, the results. And then after you take them through this entire challenge, they will give you testimonials that you can use to promote your services further. Because at this point, before you do this, you're just a content creator. You don't have people that you have helped. You don't have, for example, if you're teaching people how to make money online, you don't have people who you helped to make money online. If you're teaching people how to build muscle, you don't have people who went from skinny to swole. So this is an amazing opportunity. The reason why we're doing this is because you're right now a content creator, and if you want to make money online, you have to help people something. But right now, people don't view you as someone they could buy from. That's why you got to start actually coaching people and helping people for free. And I don't like to use coach, honestly, at all. I like to use helping people solve a specific problem so that you have proof of what you're doing actually works, all right? If someone comes up to me and says, hey bro, I'll help you do this, the first question I'll ask is gonna be basically, have you helped people before me that were in my exact same situation and got the results that I wanted? All right? If you are buying a program, if you're working with me, if you're working with 27, anyone else, ask them this. Hey, do you have legit proof that you helped people before me get the result that I wanted? And if they don't have it, don't work with them, even for free, right? And this contradicts the fact that we're doing a free challenge here, but that's why we're doing it for free, because we can't do it paid. Now, 3 things that we get from this. Number 1, we get proof that our service, our helping people actually works. Number 2, we get testimonials from these people that we can use to promote our services further. And number 3, you will be learning how to actually help someone, how to actually coach someone. Because your first coachings, your first helping people is actually not going to be the best. You'll be helping them, but they're going to take a while to get results. And if you do that with a paid client, that client will cancel, that client will stop. But if you get experience with a free client, it's like being a barber. Your first haircuts are not going to be the best, so give them for your friends. So that when you get better, you can charge for it. Simple as that, right? Now, you understand the concept of this. If you are someone who helps people make money online, you get them through a challenge where you get them to make X amount of dollars in 30 days. If you are helping people become more productive, avoid procrastination, you get someone who is lazy and unproductive and make them a procrastination defeater in 30 days. That's your end goal, right? If you help people lose weight, you get someone, teach them how to lose weight. After 30 days, they lost 4 pounds, blah, blah, blah. All of these things. Hopefully more than 4 pounds, because if it's 4 pounds, it's not the best in terms of, promoting as a result. You want maybe 10 pounds, 15 pounds. You got the point, right? But the question is, how do you get people in this challenge? Because you don't have a lot of followers. You need some people to join this, right? You simply make, if you do short form, if you do long form, these are 2 different things. Let's talk about short form first. If you do short form, you go to your Instagram, you take a photo of yourself, you go post a photo gym, doesn't matter, and then you write this caption. I'm looking for 5 people who are looking to lose weight in the next 30 days to take part in a free 30-day challenge. Before-after photos must be used for testimonials. So what we're saying is, I'm gonna do this for free for you. In exchange, you're gonna give me a testimonial, and I'm gonna see your before and after photos for promoting my services. Like, that's one way to go. Another way, I'm looking for 5 young students who are looking to increase their grades, improve their grades from C's to A's in the next 30 days as a free challenge. Anyone who wants to do this, anyone who's up for this challenge, DM me the keyword challenge and they DM you, right? You make a story where you talk about the challenge that you'll be doing and the fact that it's going to be free, and then you tell people, DM me this keyword, and then they DM you the specific keyword. And then you look at your Instagram DMs, and already a lot of people mentioned, a lot of people already sent you their, DMs. And then you look at them, you look at their profile, you chat with them a little bit, and then pick some of them who you think are going to be the best fits. For example, when I picked, in the very long time ago, not even a long time ago, 1.5 years ago, I was doing productivity coaching. I was helping people with productivity, and I specifically took people who were not really productive, but who had the potential to become productive. Why? Because I wanted my before and afters to be really good. I didn't take someone who was a 7 out of 10 in terms of productivity and made him a 8.5. Why? I wanted to take someone who was a 3 and make him a 7, because that's a better marketing strategy, marketing testimonial, right? So what you do is you talk to these people, and if you don't have a lot of followers, then you won't actually get a lot of responses, so you might have to pick all of them. But what I had was, I had a lot of them, and I had to pick ones that I thought were the best fits. That is what you do on Instagram. And then the moment you agreed on them as like, hey man, okay, awesome, let's do this, you invite them to a Zoom call, and it's not like, a sales call, it's literally nothing, it's just, hey man, let's get started, let me coach you. And then you get the process started. And then if you do YouTube, it's a little more difficult, simply because on YouTube, there is no place for people to send you a DM. People can comment, but a comment doesn't really mean anything, because you can't comment back and meet up at a private place. It doesn't work like that. So what I did was literally a Google form that looked exactly like this. Free 1 month double your productivity challenge. And then what I did is, I'm recording, right? Yes, perfect. And then what I did is, I created this Google Doc and then I sent it on my main channel and said, hey guys, I'm looking to do this. I'm looking to double someone's productivity, a couple of people's productivity. And as I said here, I will read every single application myself personally to pick the 5 to 10 most suitable ones. And answer the questions carefully because of the fact that I'm going to be picking through because of the applications. You have 24 hours to fill in the form after the YouTube video. So I literally did this. Created this form. I got this link where people could click onto it. This form pops up, they can fill it out. And then I promoted on my socials. And because I had some following, I got 59 responses. 59 people who want to do this challenge for free with me. And then I went through all of the responses. Let's go with like individual. I went through all of the responses. This is one person. Actually, this is my girlfriend. We filled this out together back at the time. So I just wanted to see if it works or not. And then when you go here, you can basically see all of the responses that people gave. These are all of the people who kind of wanted to participate in this. And then what I did was I looked at these people and I picked I think I picked maybe 10, maybe 8, I don't remember exactly. I think I have my notes here. Let me check. I think I picked like 8 to 10 people. After that, I sent them an email saying, because they filled their email as well, I sent them an email saying, hey man, you are picked, you're selected. Book your call right here, let's get started. And then they booked a call with me, and then I started coaching them for free. All right? Now, what do you do to get them results? Like, how do you get these people fucking results, right? That's an important question. And the answer is going to be, bro, if you can't get them results, don't do this business model, because you're probably not good for this business model, right? How do you get them results should not be your question, because you should be so good at this that you should only need my help to get people into this challenge. You should be already incredible at your craft. Like if you teach people knitting, right, and this is your free challenge to learn how to knit, I can't teach you knitting. You know knitting. You can knit things with people and teach them. I knew productivity and I taught people productivity. I hopped on a call with every single one of them every single day. For 30 days, I hopped on a 15-minute call with them every single day. And then a weekly call, a longer one, every single week. So it was like on Sunday, my entire Sunday was like 10 calls, 1 hour each, 10 hours of calls. And then every single day from like 4 p.m. to like 8 p.m., 15-minute calls back to back to back to back with these people. All the time. Literally, that was my life for a month. And I've gotten amazing results for these people. A lot of them, because I was keeping them accountable every single day, a lot of them became really productive. And that's the beauty of your challenge. You should be getting amazing testimonials. For example, if you're doing fitness coaching, right, reach out to them every single day to get their meals, check their meals, give them accountability. Did you go to the gym today? Hop on a phone call with them 5 minutes every single day. And then a weekly staple of a big call every single week. That's the most important one. Weekly big call every single week. Okay? And the idea is, if one of those people were paying you $10,000 for that free challenge, how would you treat them? How would you essentially treat them if they were paying you $10,000 for those 30 days? What would you do? The answer is you would do literally everything in your power to give them an incredible service, because they're literally paying you $10,000 for that 1 month. You would hop on a call with them every single day, not just like every single day once. You would hop on a call with them every single meal time if you're a fitness guy. You would hop on a call with them every single second they're procrastinating if you're a productivity guy. You would hop on a call to answer all of their questions about building an online business if they were paying you $10,000. So you treat these people like they're actually paying you $10,000, even though they're free. Why? Because if they get an incredible testimonial, which is good for them, but also amazing for you as well. Every single person who works with you, like I'm not even saying, if you have an actual client who's paying you money, you need to treat them really, really well. You need to give them so much value that they never ever leave. And free clients, honestly, in my opinion, are the same ones. If someone is a free client from you, that means they're giving you a testimonial, they're giving you maybe referrals, and that literally for me means they're still a paid client. Okay? Don't treat free clients differently and give them an amazing, amazing, amazing transformation. That means if they were paying you $10,000 for that month, how would you treat them and treat them just like that? Right? Give them a personalized roadmap, go on calls with them as often as you can, check in with them daily, keep them accountable, answer all the questions they have. Everything. Now, we get into the most important part. The challenge ended after 30 days, and I'm hoping that you did an amazing job and you got amazing testimonials, you got amazing transformations for people. Then what do you do? Then how do you actually, make money, or how do you get testimonials? When the challenge ends, you tell these people and say, hey man, this was an amazing 30 days, let's meet up one last time. And then when you go into this call, essentially you tell them, hey man, like I want to do this like paid for other people, so I would really appreciate it if you could give me like a testimonial. And a testimonial means you record that conversation and then you ask them a couple of questions about your service. And this basically is, hey man, how was my service? Do you recommend it to other people? That's what a testimonial call is. But let me give you some questions that I think you should ask in a testimonial call so that that's going to be a powerful testimonial call. It's not going to be like random, did you like it, man? It's not going to be like that. It's going to be actually like good. Okay? So what to ask on a testimonial call? Number one, why did you want to work with me in the first place? And the psychology behind this question is, after you record this testimonial, you can send this to potential leads, and they'll look at this and be like, I might work with Ahmed because I really am struggling with, not feeling fulfilled in my 9 to 5, so I want to like actually make money online. And then my testimonial, they watch my testimonial, and the testimonial says, hey man, like the reason I wanted to work with you was I was in a 9 to 5 and like it was really bad. I really wanted to get out. I went to make money online. And then boom, the guy who's the potential client looks at the testimonial of mine and says, oh, that was the exact me. Let me actually watch the testimonial, right? That's how it goes. So why did you want to work with me in the first place? What were you struggling with in the beginning? How did we solve that problem for you? And then that 1 month free challenge guy explains, hey man, you solved this problem for me through doing this and this and this, and it was amazing. How is life without that problem? Now they explain how great life is when the problem is not there, which is perfect. This is exactly what you want, right? On top of it, how was your experience working with me? Just overall questions like this. But the first question, like I explained to you, is a banger, simply for the reason that when you ask a question like that, like it really resonates with the potential leads, and they actually want to do this with you simply because people who are thinking exactly like that person did this with you and got the amazing results, right? Now, after the testimonial call, then we come to the most important section of this video, which is the feedback. But the feedback goes like this. You don't tell people, hey man, can you rate my service out of 10? Can you give me like a feedback? You don't ask those questions because they're not real questions. They will lie to you. They will say, yeah, it's good, man, it's good. And that's it, but it's not good, all right? Here's what you do. You tell them, hey man, this is essentially was like a free challenge, as you know, but I actually do this for a living. Like I can keep going with you if you want. I can keep going with this fitness coaching. I can keep going with this productivity coaching. I can keep going with this language learning coaching, or whatever that is, whatever you do, for X amount of dollars per month. And the number, honestly, here is so not important. You can tell 200, 500, 1,000. If you're doing like a really low quality service, 1,000 would be high, but like anything between 300 to 500 range is like good, right? And then you say, hey man, I can keep going with this if you pay me $500 a month. And then you stop talking. Now, your goal is not to actually sell to this person. Your goal is not to actually get his money, right? Your goal is not to actually get a new paid client. Your goal is to see the reaction, and your goal is to see what they say. You might end up getting a client because your service was so amazing that they actually want to work with you. Perfect. But you want to see the result. You want to see what they say. If they go, hey man, oh yeah, free challenge was amazing, but no man, I don't want to do that. I think what you're doing is good, but like I don't want to pay. And I think I already got the results that I wanted. Do you know what that means? That means your service is not good enough to get paid for that much money. If they actually thought $300 per month for your service was a steal, they would take it, but they didn't. So if they tell you your service is good, don't believe in them because their wallet is not saying the same. Don't believe in what people say to you. Believe in what people do. And in this case, the person didn't want to pay you. That means your service was not good enough. If your service was so incredible, that person would have paid because logically that makes more sense, right? So I did this actually myself as well. And I have my numbers right here. It says that I had 8 people who did this free challenge with me. And then 2 of them could not pay because their finances were like non-existent. They lived in, I think, third world countries a little bit. So they would never be able to pay. Even they had money, like they would never be able to pay because that's like their 2 months of their money, right? And it looks like I got on I said to 6 of them, hey, would you do this for paid? And 4 of them said yes at $250 a month. And that's how I made my first $1,000 a month. Literally. So I asked this question to them, not to actually get their money, not to get paid. I just asked them, hey man, to see what the reaction is. And if they end up as a client because your service was so incredible, that is amazing. but generally, on average, you'll get like 30% yes, 70% no. I got 4 out of 6, so I got like a pretty much 60-65% around that lane, yes. Why? Because my service was actually amazing. I really gave so much value to these people. And that's how I made my first $1,000 a month without even wanting to make that. Like that was my goal. My goal was to get these people amazing testimonials, get amazing testimonials for free. And I gave my time to them in exchange, right? And this is what you gotta do, man. If you're building your business in the beginning and you wanna do like a coaching business, this is exactly what you do. You take people through a free transformation and then you ask them if they want to continue by paying. And what they tell you is incredibly important. And if they tell you, hey man, I don't want to do that, you ask them, hey man, that's perfectly fine, there's no pressure here, but I just want to ask you why. And if they say, oh yeah, it was good man, but like $300 is expensive. Oh my god, if they say $300 is expensive, that literally means they just don't believe $300 is worth what you do. Which is red alarms for you, my friend. Which is ambulance alarms for you. Your service needs to be actually so good. And the reason why I started like charging people and I started like saying, hey, this service is actually paid, is because 4 out of 6 people bought it without me even like hard selling. I just said, hey man, would you like to continue for this much? They said, oh yeah, yeah man, for sure. Most of them said yes like that. And then I realized, oh, if people say yes like this easily, then I can easily charge more than this and get more clients because it looks like this is valuable, this is what people say. If it's not valuable, people won't buy. Make it so valuable, after your free challenge, people want to continue. And the feedback that they give when they don't continue is incredibly important, is indescribably important, the feedback they give. Right? That's why treat these people for the 1 month free challenge incredibly well and then get their testimonials, get their feedback, and the feedback they give is just so important. Right? This is how we're going to start the business. Now, after you do your free challenge, what happens is you have realized now that you need to create an amazing offer that Alex Hormozi says, create an amazing offer that people feel stupid saying no to. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing in this part of this course. Now, my friends, what happens is, I want to tell you guys this one thing, which is very important. What happens is, as the time goes, the importance of your offer becomes less and less. When I was beginning to do like a little high performance coaching, which was my first product that I was doing, my offer was insanely important simply because my name wasn't known, and my name is still not that known actually, but nobody knew me. And as nobody knew me, nobody actually wanted to buy my product. And that means I had to make amazing offers to people for them to say yes. But right now, when people see my videos, when people see the fact that I'm getting so many results from my clients, on sales calls, it's actually pretty easy because they have seen what I do, they have seen my name, they kind of like trust me now. In the beginning, you need to have an incredible offer. And as the time goes, as your brand gets bigger, as your name gets bigger, the importance of your offer actually gets a little like smaller, I would say, but it's still, if you make an incredible offer, people feel stupid saying no. In business, your job gets very easy. Like sales become honestly so easy, because of the fact that this is already very, very long into the course. I can say this. In the last, for example, 7 to 8 days, I hopped on, not many actually, like maybe like 6-7 sales calls in total because I was busy trying to create this course, and we closed every single one except one, and that one was a very specific reason, and I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense, right? Let's not do this. But all the other ones, they were all closes simply because the offer is amazing. Like the offer is literally incredible. People would feel stupid saying no to that offer. All right. Now the question is, I told you make an offer that is valuable to people, but what does that mean? How do you make an offer that is valuable to people? Like how do you make sense of that? My friends, value is, in my opinion, very simple. It's getting people from A to B. Let's say you sell a procrastination type of like coaching, and you help people quit procrastination. If when people use your thing, if when people work with you, they quit procrastination, your offer is valuable. Like your service is valuable, not your offer. Your service is valuable. But if people work with you and they still procrastinate, then your service is not valuable because you don't get people from A to B. So in my eyes, value is simply getting someone from where they are to where they want to go. And if you can get them all the way through, that's incredibly valuable. If you can get them 2 steps, right? That is also kind of valuable, but you can't charge the same price as the full transformation, right? What I want to talk about is actually Alex Hormozi's value equation. Because Alex Hormozi's value equation literally, I don't want to say like, I don't want to say quantifies value, but it's like you can understand how valuable of an offer is or how not valuable an offer is looking at this equation, right? So on the picture on the screen now, thanks to my lovely editing team, and now I'm going to explain this to you guys. Now, there are 4 components to this equation, and the first one is dream outcome, the second one is perceived likelihood of achievement, third one is time delay, and the fourth is effort and sacrifice. Now, if you look at it from a mathematical perspective, if you want your value to be maximized very high, then that means the dream outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement needs to be as high as possible, as well as time delay and effort and sacrifice needs to be mathematically like lower, right? It's like if you have 8 up there divided by 4, that's 2, but if you have a 12 up there divided by 1, the 100 places lower, then you have like 12. It's basically just classical math, right? Now, when we are looking at this, I want to give you an extreme example of what's really valuable and an extreme example of what's not valuable. For example, an extremely valuable offer would be you can get this huge dream outcome 100% guaranteed the moment you buy with no effort and no sacrifice. That would be the most valuable offer you can make, right? And a very not valuable offer, right, would be the outcome is not even that life-changing, and you might not even get it, and it's also going to take a long time, and it's going to be very, very difficult, which means that offer is not really that valuable. So I want to give you guys more examples looking at this, right? You can lose 20 pounds of weight, guaranteed, or else your money back in 90 days without working out 5 days a week. Now, this is a good offer. Why? Losing 20 pounds of weight, that is a dream outcome, that is a good outcome, guaranteed, or else your money back means perceived likelihood of achievement is maximized, or else you get your money back in only 90 days. 9 days is not like a long time, I would say, for this, without working out 5 days a week. So you don't even have to work out so much to get this, right? That is a good offer. And this is a shitty offer. You can lose weight if I coach you. That is a very shitty offer, because what's the dream outcome? What's the perceived likelihood of achievement? How likely am I to actually get that outcome? And what even is that outcome? How difficult is it going to be? And how long is it going to take? All of these questions, that's why that is a shitty offer. Now, that's why obviously the more value your offer has, the more valuable your offer is, the better. But at one point, you can't actually promise something, right? For example, you can't say you will get your dream physique very easily in 2 days. Like, you can't make that offer. That's why even though you are going to try to make the best offer possible, do it something that you actually can deliver onto it, right? Make the best offer that you can deliver with. Now, with that being said, what we're going to be creating to showcase our offer is something I like to call a marketing sentence, right? And a marketing sentence, I want to showcase a framework here actually. I'm just going to literally share my screen. I don't give a fuck. This is the framework that, honestly, literally everyone uses in the niche, not in the niche, in the sector, that people come up with their marketing sentence, right? I wrote here literally 5 examples I'm going to go through with you guys, right? The framework is, I help ... your avatar ... dream outcome in ... timeline without ... their biggest fear through ... your specific framework, right? Now, looking at this framework, you can create your own marketing sentence before you get to the next step. I want to give you 5 examples, right? Look at this framework. I help young entrepreneurs get to 5K a month consistently in their business in 90 days without sacrificing 12-hour days for the business through my high-performance entrepreneur framework. This is the same as this one, with included into literally a specific niche. I help married men, I help avatar. Dream outcome, right? Quit porn. Dream outcome in timeline in 60 days and without blah blah, without the thing that they're scared of the most, without damaging their marriage through my 3R framework. And you can say, like, does this even work? Bro, there's one guy that I've seen who actually helps people with this, and I think he was charging something along the lines of like 3 to 5K. Because imagine like this, imagine the value. There's a married man who has an entire marriage, maybe kids even, and he's struggling with porn. If you can help that person actually, guaranteed, actually help that person quit porn, how much is that worth to someone? Would they pay 3K for that? They would, because that could literally save their marriage, right? That's why when you make an offer that is so valuable, you can charge a lot of prices. For example, you can look at this. I help online coaches sign 5 to 7 high-ticket clients in 90 days without running ads through my 3F inbound strategy. Good offer. I help moms over 30 lose 20 pounds in 3 months whilst still eating ice cream through my HTB fitness system. What does HTB mean? I don't give a fuck. I think I literally just did like randomized like this. HTB came up. I don't fucking know. I help students stop procrastination in 30 days without giving up their favorite video game through my 3C framework. Again, this is a good example. Before you move into the next step, what I really would love for you to do is, I would love for you to create your own marketing sentence and then move over to the next step. And then now I want to talk about adding the twist, which is in my eyes adding the guarantee. The reason why sometimes the information product niche is people say it's a scam, people say it's XYZ, is because when you work with people, if you don't actually help them get results or guarantee a specific outcome, if they work with you and they pay you but they don't get the result, then you literally, in my eyes, scam that person, right? And that's why every single time I make an offer, I like to add a guarantee to that offer, right? And the guarantee means I am putting myself at the risk when you are signing this deal. I'm not putting you on the risk, I'm putting me on the risk. And this is something that I learned from my coach. So I work with Sean Holden, great guy in terms of like helping coaches scale. And I was actually the video editor of Sean. Like I was working for like minimum wage for Sean, editing his videos and stuff. If you look at his Instagram, some of the videos I literally edited like a couple of years ago. It was like an amazing experience working with him because he taught me so much. And I used to edit his videos. And while I was editing his videos, I made some money with video editing, I made some money with YouTube, and I told him, hey man, you coach people to start coaching businesses, and I want to start a coaching business, I want to help people, and what do? What I can do for you is I can give you an amazing discount, you can join the program, right? And I was like, I don't want to say the money he charged me because you guys would like understand how much he charged other people, but he gave me like a good discount. And because I was working with him already in terms of video editing. And I was a little skeptical because that was a lot of money for me. It's a very high-ticket product. I was like very skeptical. And he told me, hey man, like there's no reason for you to worry about. I will work with you until you make 5K a month. Silence. I was like, if it's like that, I would love to accept this deal. Why? Because there's literally no risk on my end. He will help me get to 5K a month as long as it takes. I can be the slowest learner in the world. I might get there a year from now, I might get there 3 months from now, but it's still going to be with me until I make that happen. He gave me that guarantee, and I was skeptical because that was a lot of money for me, and the moment he told me the guarantee, and also the guarantee he told me is not one of those scammy guarantees where you need to qualify for 27 different things in the contract. No, he told me literally verbally, hey man, I'll work with you until you make 5K. Absolute no worries. And I worked with him. And it did not take me a long time until I got to 5K. And by the way, I'm still in the pro. I still talk to him sometimes here and there. And the guy's doing great things. But that taught me a big lesson. And he taught me that if you want to work with someone, they want the result. Guarantee them the result and give them the result. And if you can't give them the result, don't charge them. So you don't know what my offer is. I won't tell you. It's close to impossible for you to find it online. But I promise you, it's kind of something like this. Hey, when you're working with me, you will guarantee to get this outcome, or you just won't pay. Because that means I wasn't good enough to bring you that outcome, and in that case, I just don't get paid. And when I say this on the sales calls, do you know what happens? Everybody buys, everybody closes because they want the outcome, and I guarantee them, and I tell them we will work together until you get this. Until you get this, like if I don't promise you 2 months, I don't promise you 3 months, literally, the program, there's no timeline until you get this result. So if you can add a guarantee like this, and when I say a guarantee, I mean an actual guarantee. I'm not talking about those shitty guarantees where you need to qualify for 27 different things for you to get money back. No. It's literally, hey, if I bring you to this result, then you're already happy with your purchase, and if I don't bring you this result, you get your money back or you keep working with me until you do. And most people choose keep working with you until you do because they want that result. So that's how you make an incredible offer. Now my friends, right now you have decided your offer, you know exactly what you're gonna sell, and what we need is essentially a bridge between you and your offer and the customer so they can get in contact with your offer, right? We need that bridge, and that literally means they hop on a call with you and they book basically a sales call with you, right? And to do that, we use Calendly. Now, Calendly is the one that I've seen everybody else use. I think there's also something called HubSpot, but Calendly is the one that is widely used. Are they sponsoring me? Fuck no, that would be actually fucking cool. But that's what I use, so I'm gonna show you guys how to create a Calendly page so that your potential leads can book a call with you. And to do that, we simply open up Google, type in Calendly, and then this is the one that we are looking for, right? Calendly free online appointment scheduling software. Lovely, here we go. Now, while we're in, this is going to be the first page that pops up. You'll have event types, and as you can see, I got like 6 of them right here. And what we're going to be doing is, we're going to be creating a new event. In the beginning, you might have to create an account, completely free, and I think in the free version, they give you only one event type that you can create, which is completely fine. You just need one of them already. You don't have to get the paid version. When you make money with your business, then get the paid version. And then you simply create a one-on-one meeting right here. This is an event type. And then when you click onto it, this entire page comes up. So I'm going to show you exactly how to create this for your sales calls and why I do things, right? Number one, you don't put sales call to here as a new thing because we don't want people to feel like they're being sold to. What you put here is either strategy call, right? Strategy call with Ahmed Khan, and it's going to be your name, or it's going to be a discovery call with Ahmed Khan, or it's going to be a one-on-one call with Ahmed Khan. I didn't use the strategy and the discovery call names. I just used like one-on-one call with Ahmed Khan because of the fact that I think it feels a little better. But for the sake of this, because I have so many one-on-one calls with Ahmed Khan, I'm going to go discovery here for this time. You can just go with one-on-one call with Jonathan, one-on-one call with Simon, do whatever you want, right? So I'm going to go with discovery call with Ahmed Khan. And then when it comes to the duration, we're going to pick 45 minutes for the duration. Simply because when it's 1 hour, it feels like it's a big deal that they have to join a call for you for an hour, but it doesn't matter how long the meeting is. If it's just even 45 minutes, when you're in the meeting, it just continues. So if you end up, handling a lot of objections and talking to this person for 1.5 hours, still no worries, but they see it as like when they're booking it's 45 minutes, which is good. So, and then you put location here. I put Zoom because I take my calls in Zoom. And then you go to your availability. Why is it? Okay, it's 45 minutes now. And then you go to your availability and you decide how your availability looks like. And the thing is, in the beginning, you won't be getting a lot of sales calls, and that is pretty normal because you don't have a lot of marketing that you do probably. That's why what you should be doing is literally opening up every single day and every single hour. If you want to build this business, obviously if you have like school on specific days, don't open them. If you have like your part-time job that you're at, you can't take the calls, understandable. But every single hour except very late and very early hours where you're sleeping, open up every single one of them because you want sales calls. You don't want how I would say, you don't want someone to be like, I want to book a call with that person, but there is no available times for me. That should not be happening for us, right? That's one point. And then what you do here is you come here and say invitees can schedule in 60 days into the future. No, we don't want people to schedule in 8 days from now because they will simply forget that they had a call with us, right? The magic number here is 4. I actually like 3 more, honestly, but like magic number is 4. And that means they can only schedule in, like if it's Monday, they can schedule in until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like 4 days. Maybe even Friday, depending on the hours, but that's basically it, right? And I just look like 4 days. If you put like 2-3 days, that's also understandable, but don't be like, for the next 1 month, they can book a call with me. Because they will book a call for like 2 weeks later, and they'll be like, well, I forgot the call, I didn't join. If you want your show up rates to be high, you make it like this. And then when it comes to your notice, this means, let's say right now it is 4 p.m. when I'm recording this video. And this means if someone hops on the meeting, hops on this page, they can't book a call for the next 4 hours. Because you might be in the gym, they call with you the next hour, you can't come back. So 4 hours, honestly, this is not that important, but also if don't open like times at night, and then you go to sleep, someone books a call for 5 hours from now, and they go into the call, you're not there because you're fucking sleeping. We don't want that to happen as well. I like to do this like 12 hours notice. I think that's not bad. But if you're available that day, you can also make it like 4 and then change it later down the line. Because you can say, hey man, like if someone wants to book for today and I'm at home, I'll make it 2 hours because I'm at home, but then when you do something else, change it. Like don't forget right here. What we have to do is, why this is like 30 minutes? Did I not save this? Okay, no worries. We go to more options because the more options that we have is going to allow us to do literally everything that's here, right? Now, when you go to the more options, you will literally see this entire page right here. Discovery call with Ahmed Khan, 45 minutes, Zoom call, web conferencing details upon confirmation, comes very soon. But what you do is, you go to limits and buffers, and these two things literally mean, like this is the buffer time before and after the call, and this is like maximum meetings per day. You can set the maximum meetings per day to 5 a day, but honestly, I don't set maximum meetings because I work all day long, and if someone wants to book a call with me, if it's a sales call, perfectly fine, I'll join anytime. Now, you go into booking page options, right? And when you go into booking page options, you can change up the link here because this means it's going to be calendly.com/ahmedkhan/discovery call with Ahmed Khan. It's too long. You can say just literally discovery, which is, I think, open. Yeah, perfect. And then when you say starting time increments, this is what this means. If you click onto here, this is like every single half an hour. But the reason why you can't see is because I'm fully booked out for tomorrow. I'm fully booked out for tomorrow. Even though we have all day long open, you can only book to 11:30, 3:30, and 4. So let's go here. I'm not fully booked out here. Yeah, I haven't opened these last, that's why, in my sales calls. And you go here, 11, 11:30, 12. The moment you change this to 60 minutes, and I think that's what you should do, this will be only every single per hour, right? And then you definitely click this option, automatically detect and show the times in my MTA's time zone, not this one. If you click onto this one, especially if you're doing like something that's online, people won't be able to book in with you. Click onto this. This is a means, like if you click on the first one, that means if I'm living in Germany and I'm booking a call with someone who is living in US, I will be seeing the call times in my Germany time zone. I don't want to be like, okay, the call is at 3 p.m. EST. What time is actually there? Because I live in Germany. Like that's a little difficult. So click on this one. And then the invitation form, this is the last one because it's the most important one. Payment, you can actually collect payments for this information. Like you can get people to pay you money right here, but it doesn't really generally work because people won't be buying from you before a call, having a call with you, so don't have this open. Notifications and email workflows, this is an important one. What you gotta do is you have to open email reminders, right? You gotta get this on, simply because this means you will be sending out, let's make this on. And then let's actually edit this a little bit so that I can show you guys. This literally means before 24 hours before the call, if they book to 3 days from now, right? They book to, like it's Friday today, they book to Monday. Over the next 2 days, they will get an email from me on Friday that they have booked. And then because of the fact that the call is on Monday, they will get an email from me on Sunday saying, hey, reminder, you have an event with Ahmed Khan on this date at this time. This is a friendly reminder that, you know, it's here. I actually delete this, the last one, not that important. And then what I do is I add one email, automatic email to 24 hours before, and then I add another reminder to actually like 3 to 2 hours before. Let's say 2 hours. Let's say 3 hours before the event. Simply because even though you might remember it's like, oh, okay, like tomorrow at 6 I have the call. The next day at like 3, 4 p.m. you might be busy with something and you might forget the goal. And if you don't take your time 1 more minute to open these up, you will lose like 20-25% show up rate, and those 20-25% show up rate is like very valuable. Like if someone is already booking a call with you, do your job to remind the call to them that they would show up. Like if you don't do your job and they don't show up, you literally potentially lost a sale because you were being a little bitch and you didn't create these email reminders. Do you know what I do? On top of this, I actually send them a manual email. I say, hey, let's say your name is Jonathan. Hey Jonathan, I've seen that you booked a call with me. I'm sure you're gonna get my automatic reminders, but I just wanted to reach out to you personally and say, amazing, I'm very excited to talk to you on this time, this day, but I just wanna ask you, what's your biggest struggle that you're currently struggling with in your online business? Send the email. It's not about if they reply or not. They might not reply. Honestly, I get like 30% replies. Why? But most people show up to the call. I got like 70-75% show up rates. And that's very good. Industry standard is like 50%. And the simple reason why I'm sending that is because I want them to be reminded of the call that we have. I'm not looking for the answer they're going to give me about their biggest struggle. In the call, I'm already going to ask their biggest struggle in the first 3 minutes. I will know. I'm just sending manual emails, and I know if someone replies to that email, they will 100% show up. And if someone doesn't reply to any of my emails, I'm like, there's a good chance they might not show up. And you know that beforehand, all right? So these email reminders, extremely, extremely important. And then we go to the most important thing, the cancellation policy. Yeah, fuck that, no one's gonna. If they cancel, they'll probably book a new call with you, right? That's the thing. Generally, I'm the one that cancels the calls because people are not qualified. Now, stuff like text reminders and stuff, you can open them up as well. That you can only do that if you're collecting people's phone numbers, and they might give you a fake phone number. And I honestly don't really use text reminders at all, even though we have like a 70% show up rate, so that's perfectly fine. Now, what we have to do is we have to talk about the invite form. And the invite form literally means you'll be asking questions to qualify the prospects. You don't want people to book a call with you. You don't want people who are not qualified to book in calls with you, because they will just be wasting your time. You will be wasting their time. For example, if you haven't made your first dollar online, right? If you haven't even made your first dollar online, it is difficult that you would be working with me, because what I charge is, so like in total, at the end of everything, what we charge is like high ticket, and probably the person who's booking who has never made money online wouldn't be able to afford that. So I say in my calls, which we'll be going over, I say, hey, what's your current revenue? What's your desired revenue? I ask those questions. And depending on what you do, you might be asking questions such as, if you are doing productivity coaching, rate your productivity out of 10. And they put in a 4. And then you ask, for example, what are your current biggest struggles about your productivity? They say, I'm not disciplined, I'm not motivated, I'm not consistent, all of these things. You put like a question that's like, add a new question, you can put as like, you can put like different questions, and you can put checkboxes, drop downs, radio buttons. These mean people can pick one out of like multiple choice. They can do all of this jazz, or all of this jazz. There's an insect here. I don't want to be in threatened mode while I'm doing this video. And literally what you do is, in Germany there are a lot of insects, by the way. No fucking clue why. In Germany there's a lot of insects. The only thing, not only thing, but like one of the things I don't like about Germany too much. And you essentially need to qualify this prospect who's booking this call with you. Because if people who are unqualified booking calls, you will be feeling like, oh bro, this guy doesn't even, like, even if I was the best sales guy in the world, this guy wouldn't buy from me because he doesn't even have the need. Why did this guy book a call for me? Like, you would have all of these questions and you'd be feeling like shit because what you're selling is like not matching the person. So don't like get calls booked from these people, right? Now, what I want to show you is, you can like, there's so many questions, but what I want to show you is, I want to show you actually one of my sales pages here, and what are the questions that I have on mine. And I'm going to teach you how to funnel hack people. And if you funnel hack people, you will see what the questions they have on their pages are. But let me show you mine. So if you go into, I think this is one of the sales pages we have here. You click onto here, let's say Saturday, okay, let's say 4 p.m. Okay, one of them left. And then, yeah, perfect, you're here. And then this is one of the sales pages that we have. And just like I told you, the description of this is literally, P.S. I cancel 80% of the book calls, fill in the information detailed, and only book a call if you're serious about changing your life and building an online business that makes 5K a month. Let's build your dream life. So it's not too qualifying. This is literally, hey, make sure to show up. Don't book a call if you're not serious and stuff. Not that important. What I want to, this is the page we have for 5K a month. Yeah. So what this means is, when people are joined here, people look at all of this page, and they have to answer the questions before they go in, right? So they enter a name. Let's not show that. Is there something important? Nah. Name and email they fill in, and then they fill in the country they live in, simply because when you're working with, online and with everyone, there's going to be a lot of people who come from third world countries, and if you're selling high ticket, they won't be able to afford your services. For example, I went on to many calls with people from India, people from Pakistan, and the closing rate is like literally 0%. And there's only one person who joined my program who was an Indian person. And this is just not like being racist. It's literally some countries, because I live in Turkey, I know how the Turkish economy is. No one is going to be able to afford a couple of thousand package that they get from you. Like, people won't be able to afford that from you. And because I live in Turkey, I understand that. That's why I only accept calls from first world countries. And is it bad to say that? I don't know, no, but if someone comes in here and says, hey, my monthly revenue is 5+ K a month, my monthly revenue is 2 to 5K a month on my online business, we still take the calls. And then the next question is, what do you do as a young entrepreneur? What's your business? If someone tells me, hey, I don't know about like what business should I do, we don't take the call. That person is not a good fit for us. Simple as that. If someone tells me, hey, I do SMMA and I get my clients from here and this is my service, perfect, we might work with that person. If someone tells me, hey, I'll sell information products, I have my YouTube channel and I sell information product through that, and the information product is about fitness coaching. Perfect, understandable, right? And then I ask, what's your current monthly revenue? Now, here's the thing. If you ask people their revenue, generally most people don't want to fill this out. And the reason why is because people don't want to share how much they're making generally, right? And that's why most people who would come to this page leave, but that's okay for me because you've literally seen tomorrow we only have one slot. And because tomorrow we only have one slot available, like we can't book in 17 more calls. So that's why we already want to qualify people. That's the thing. And the people would click into how much revenue they're making. Let's say it's like 2 to 5K a month. And what's holding you back from making 5K a month online? This was for the 5K a month program, right? And it's work ethic focus, no clarity in the next steps, don't know how to grow my business, and other. Literally, people would be like clicking into many of these or like one of them. And also they might write literally, I don't know, they might write something like, I have limiting beliefs, I don't think I can charge more for my services, blah, blah, all of this jazz. And the next thing is, are you satisfied with where you are in life? Bro, if someone, like, I'm not even satisfied with where I'm in life. This is like a basic question. Everyone says no. Because if they're booking a call with you, they want to solve a problem, that means they have something they want to solve in their lives. And that means they're not satisfied. Am I satisfied with my life? Fuck no. And then the last one, to make sure we don't waste your time, we offer a paid program. Are you willing to invest in yourself to double your productivity and build an online business that makes 5K a month? If someone says, I don't have the finances, I literally wrote here, don't book a call. Because if you don't have the finances, then the call will be a waste of your time, a waste of my time, right? If people might say, I could get access to the finances, I do have the finances, one of these two, that's kind of like when we allow. Like if someone says, I don't have the finances and the current revenue is like low, we cancel the call directly. And then we say, hey man, we have the free content, watch this course, watch different things, and go make your money, and then we can help you scale. But in the beginning, we can't really help you. And then they can schedule in an event, but I'm not going to schedule because of the fact that this is the only one that we have for the day, right? So, my friends, this is how you create a Calendly page. Before we get into the next step of this course, go and finalize and create your first Calendly page, and then we'll go to the next chapter of this, right? Now, you have created your Calendly link, and that means people can already book calls with you right now. The only thing we need to do is we have the traffic and we have the links where people book calls with us. That means we only need to build the bridge in between. We need to lead this traffic into the link, into the sales page, into the Calendly page, whichever way you want to go with, and that is how we're going to be booking calls. Now, how do we do this? How do you get people to book calls with you, right? And for short form and for long form, these are going to be both a little different, but what I'm going to be doing is, in this video, I'm going to dive deep into both of them. We're going to start with long form, exactly how to get sales calls booked with your YouTube channel, and for Instagram, how to get sales calls booked through your Instagram, all right? So let's get started with long form YouTube. Now, on your YouTube channel, there are only 5 conversion points that you can use so that you can get your traffic into your web page, into your sales page, or your Calendly page, right? Now, these are number 1, link in the description, number 2, pinned comments that you put in the video, number 3, your main bio link, number 4, in your video CTAs, and number 5, your community posts. Now, you probably know what the description is, you probably know what the pinned comment is, you probably know what your main bio is, which is what you put in the main bio of the channel, like very easy. What actually in the video CTAs mean is, in the video CTA is this. For example, right now, the only thing that I promote is literally my absolutely free school community. So what I say in my videos is, I say in the video itself, hey, I have an absolutely free and very valuable 10+ hour business course. And that is linked in the description, because that's the only thing that I promote, right? And when I promote that, when I say this in the video, it's like I have this where you can go to. This is a in the video CTA, in the video call to action. Simple as that. And you probably know what community posts mean. This is a video of mine, right? I watched 1,472 permanent videos. Obviously, I haven't exactly counted it fully. It's not clickbait, but kind of clickbait. You got the point. And then if you look at my description, this is what you will see. You will see that I only have one link, which is join my free school community and get access to a 10+ hour course on how to make your 10K a month online absolutely free. That's the only link I have. And when you show people 10 links, for example, bro, when you show people 10 links, people don't click onto anything. When you show people 10 things, it's not that people click 10 times more, 10 times different things. No. If you're at a sandwich shop, right, and there's only 2 sandwiches, if the person tells you, do you want cheddar and tomatoes? Do you want, I don't know, Italian BMT, right? When you say this, you're like, I want the Italian BMT. That's what you choose. But if you have 20 options, you get like stuck. And then, especially if you have not a good attention span and you were in the description of a random video, what you do is you say, I'm not going to click on any of these. Why? Because you have the option to watch other videos, which is more stimulating. So this is how a good description looks like, where you have nothing else except one link that people can click onto. And honestly, I could literally delete this as well, but that doesn't really matter, it's not that important. And then when you go into maybe a bad example of a description, which I'm gonna roast someone, I guess, but I just found this random person. I don't care about the channel, I don't know the channel, they might do an amazing job, I don't give a fuck, I don't know. But if you look at this, for example, entire description, I don't know where to click onto. Like, for example, the first 200 to click, I think this is sponsorship, there's a full interview, the history show, support us on Patreon, and then a lot of, as you can see, like other things, credits, music, maybe I want to, like, this is too much. People don't know what they're clicking onto, and you already don't have a huge amount of traffic already. You're not maybe famous, so you don't want that attention to be divided. Put only one link to your description, and that is your offer. And then on top of it, if you have a free thing, for example, I don't even show my offer to anyone ever, because like you can't hear about my offer if you're not already an established business owner, right? But if you're here, I just put like one free thing. That's it. Don't put more than that. Now, when it comes to community posts, this is what that means, right? You can go into the community, and you will be able to see literally, like let's say this is a photo, and you can make a post here with a nice, with some nice copy, and then you can put something in the pinned in the description. No, actually, don't put the link here in this actual post, because when you put a link here, YouTube actually kills your reach. YouTube literally says you're not gonna get any reach from me. Let's say I make a post, normally I get like 54 likes, 56 likes, 100 likes, 50 likes, something like this. Whenever I put a link, it goes down to like 10 likes. So when you want to put link to somewhere, put that into the comment section of this. Do I have a comment section? Yeah, here for example I have a comment section where I just promote the free school community again. When you put something into the comments, then again, most people click onto that, but the thing is, YouTube doesn't really kill your reach, alright? Now, what are the important lessons that you need to know to be able to promote your stuff well on YouTube, right? Number one, again, don't put anything to your description except your offer. No other link. Don't put your Instagram, don't put your Twitter, don't put anything else, just your offer. Trust me, that's the best way to go if you're trying to make money. Number two, when you're promoting things, promote your own shit. Don't make the same mistake I did. For the first two and a half years of my YouTube channel, I did not have a product. I was selling other people's products. Sponsorships, brand deals, AdSense, stuff like this. And honestly, I wasn't making any good money. Why? Because when you're promoting other people's products, guess who's making the money? The product owner. So be the product owner. You should be the one that's creating the product and putting it there so people click onto it. Alright? Number three, when you are making in the video CTAs, change the way you do the in the video CTA here and there. If you have, for example, some people say, if I'm saying the same thing, I can record myself, edit it once, and then I can slap onto it like an ad all the time here and there. The problem with that is people get really numb to it. So if you have the same CTA, same words, same angle, same everything, the moment people start hearing the fact that you talk about, for example, your thing, you just skip over or just click off the video immediately. So what you should be doing is find different ways where you can promote your thing. For example, if you do my free school community, I have a course there, and you can talk to me one-on-one for 15 minutes as a free business audit, right? If you have a business. And when that's the case, I sometimes promote it with the course, I sometimes promote it as a community, like-minded people and stuff, and I sometimes promote it as like, hey, this is where you can talk to me for one-on-one for free, and stuff like this. I change it up sometimes here and there. And that's why it's difficult to get numb to it. And sometimes I just don't mention it, right? Your give to ask ratio should be like 4 times you give the value, 1 time maybe you ask for something half, right? Don't be like trying to make like a CTA to your thing all the time. That's the wrong lesson. You need to be adding value to people, right? Literally what I wrote as the last thing here is give 10 times more value than what you ask. That is simply how you go about it on YouTube. Or in any other social media, simply. You just give more and more and more value because your brand is much more important than everything. My brand, in my eyes, for example, the image of Ahmed Khan is more important than $100,000 in my eyes. Why? Because if that's broken, I lose something that's gonna make me hopefully millions in the future. Now, we go to number 2, which is short form, which means, in my opinion, Instagram. I don't like TikTok. Some people make money with it. I don't really understand it that well, but you can try the same as well there, I guess. Now, when it comes to Instagram and YouTube, there is one main fundamental difference, which is that on Instagram, you get to DM people, and it becomes a game changer when you're trying to sell products or services. It becomes literally a game changer. It's crazy. You won't believe this, right? Number one, if you have a sales page, it's your sales page. If you have a Calendly page where people book calls with you, that's your Calendly page, right? Put that into your bio. Simple, right? Put that into your bio. That's done. Now we go into the meaty stuff when it comes to Instagram. There are two things you can do that actually convert like crazy right now, which is either your stories or comment below when you say, for example, comment this keyword below into a video. For example, if what you want to do is you want to be able to start conversations with people on Instagram to get them to book a call with you. What I would do if I were doing mainly Instagram would be, I would just create a shitload of content, amazing reels back to back to back. And I would do two things. Number one, here and there, I would make a story where I say, I'm looking for online entrepreneurs who are already making 2K a month to 3K a month, who are looking up to scale to, for example, 10K a month. If that's you, DM me, scale, and I'll have a conversation with you. And when you do that, for your followers, some of your followers who qualify, and some of them who don't qualify, will be messaging you, scale. And you'll be looking at your DMs and you see all of these people who messaged you scale, and then you can have a conversation with them. You can qualify them, you can build your authority, you can build some trust, and then invite them to a sales call. Number two is using ManyChat, which is a software. If you don't know, it basically means it's kind of like an automated software where people comment, if people comment course under your post on Instagram, this automated software, it sends them a link to join a specific thing, let's say, right? And you can use that and be like, and maybe you don't have to even use that. You can say, hey, that's what I'm currently doing. This is what I'm currently helping people with. If you need help with this, then comment below X and I'll reach out to you. And people, when they comment X, you can literally click onto their profile, chat with them. You can send them a DM and see if you are good fits to work with each other or not, right? Now, a lot of people ask me, for example, bro, how do I do the DMing then? Like, you don't need to follow an insane script to do that. It's literally a human-to-human conversation that you have with someone. There's literally no pressure, and you need to have some qualifiers. Let's say your program is $1,000, right? And if that's $1,000, then you don't want people who have no money to open a sales call with you. So you can ask people in a not really random way, hey man, obviously this thing is going to be paid, are you willing to invest in yourself? Right? Stuff like this, right? Honestly, when I'm doing this, because of the fact that I already have a really good client acquisition coming in right now, I would literally tell people, this is the price, are you able to afford it? If hypothetically this would be a good thing for you, but in the beginning, when you don't have a lot of clients coming in, don't tell people your price, because when you tell people your price, they'll be like, oh, I need to pay this much, and then they'll be like, no, I'm not going to work with that person because I don't want to pay that much money. It's not a big problem, for example. What you want to do is you want to keep your price a secret literally until the end of the sales call, and then when you say the number to their faces, you shut up, you listen, you wait back like this, and then whatever they say, you let them speak first. Whoever first speaks loses, and whenever that person says, yes, too expensive, you objection handle them. The classical thing, right? When it comes to getting people to DM you, I figured out that when you say, hey, if you want help with this, comment below this, people generally don't tend to comment below simply because they don't want to seem like they need help for a specific thing. It works much better when you say, DM me this keyword, then I'll actually reach out to you if you need help with this. And if you're giving out a free resource, a free PDF, a free ebook, a free course that's like 40 minutes, I don't know, whatever you give away for free as a lead magnet, what you can do is you can say comment below X and I'll reach out, and you can use ManyChat to do this manually. If you don't want to do it manually, you can do this with ManyChat automatically, and if you want to do it manually, that is perfectly fine as well. All right? Now, this is how you DM people and book them sales calls. On Instagram. And because of the fact that I do YouTube, it's mainly more about the traffic that you can pull into somewhere. On Instagram, it's more not about like the numbers of the traffic, it's more about the one-on-one conversations. On YouTube, you can bring 100 people onto a sales page and convert 10 of them to sales calls. But on Instagram, you can literally talk to 10 people, convert 5 of them to a sales call, because literally you are talking with that person, right? So it's much easier. So this is how you get your leads, actually not your leads. This is how you get your viewers to turn them into leads and book sales calls. Okay, guys, this is my favorite part. Boys, I love sales. This is my favorite thing in the fucking world. It's better than creating content. I just love this, right? And the good thing is I'm gonna be rambling about sales for the next half an hour, and that ramble is going to be so valuable. I've seen sales courses, sales mentorships and shit where people pay more money than you can imagine for shitty things, and this is literally everything that you need to sell your stuff and make a shitload of money online. Alright? So let's get started. This is my passion. I love talking about this. Now, when you should be watching this video is literally after you have created your sales pages, Calendlies, and everything, and people started already booking calls with you, and these are literally sales calls. And I'm always gonna share my screen fully as well with this one because I don't wanna like just look at the camera. Literally, this is what I'm seeing on my screen as well. Now, what we're gonna cover is this. Number one, how to not just get people to book a call with you, but to show up. Because this is actually a very important thing. In most businesses, the show up rate is going to be around like 50% on average businesses. So even if 10 people are booking calls with you, 4 to 6 of them are going to show up. Because they will forget, and maybe you didn't do the settings right, maybe your follow-up system sucks, all that jazz, and you won't even have a lot of show-ups. So I'm going to show you how to actually get people to show up, number one. Number two, I'm going to be showing you how to structure a sales call, including what to say. And I'm going to show you one of my sales scripts because I don't think I can show the current one. I'm going to share the screen to one of my previous sales scripts that I created. I think I was selling a program that was for a little high performance for young entrepreneurs. And I'm going to show you the sales script literally of that so you can see why I was saying what I was saying. And then I'm also going to teach you, which is the most important one, how to handle objections. What that means is when someone tells you, oh, I can't buy this because I need to think about it, it's too expensive, I need to talk to my parents, I need to talk to blah, blah, blah. I'm going to show you how to handle those things as well. All right? So, number one, get leads to show up. If people are booking calls with you, but they're not showing up, you don't have sales calls. Simple as that. So, in an average business, the show up rate is going to be around 50%. Right? The 50% is literally the average, right? And if I look at mine, last week I started implementing some interesting strategies, and the show up rate has been until now 100%, last like 2 weeks. And that has been crazy. And on average, mine, when I was booking a number of sales calls, a lot of sales calls, right now I'm booking less but more high quality. But in the past I was booking a lot of sales calls and they were a little lower quality. And my show up rate were around, when I was running the script especially, was around like 70%. So 70% is on the good end, really good end. And in terms of in terms of the average, I think the average is like 50. So if you want to aim for 60, if you're doing like 60, 65, that's pretty good, right? 70 also, like my performance back then was not that good as well. Right now, with the interesting strategies, it's close to like 100%. I think the last 2 weeks, we had 7 this week, 4 that week, 11 calls, and all of them showed up. Literally all of them showed up. One only rescheduled, but they rescheduled that still showed up basically. Now, this means if you have a 70% show up rate, that means you on average have 7 people show up to the call of 10 calls. Simple as that. Now, here is what to do if you want to increase your show up rate. Number one, use an automated email on Calendly. What that means is I have mine set up 24 hours before the call and 1 hour before the call. I showed you how to do this on the Calendly page, and that is basically just an automated email that goes out. You can create this in like a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes, and then to every single call, there's an email that goes and says, hey, don't forget, you have a call with Ahmet exactly 24 hours from now at this link, right? And then 1 hour before the call, it sends another email and says, hey, don't forget again, you have a call with Ahmet in an hour from now exactly. I used to send manual emails, which is very good to do again. I used to send manual emails. It was an email that I copied and pasted, right? The email said, hey, let's say, hey, Jonathan. I don't know why I give the example of Jonathan all the time because I have a client named Jonathan. Hey, how are you doing, Jonathan? Jonathan, you have a call with me tomorrow at this time. I'm really excited to talk to you. I would love to go over these things in the call. What's your current biggest struggle? Now, the email itself is not that important. What's important is either that person replies back to you, which means if they reply back to you, they will be on the call, or if they don't even reply to you, if they see the email, they realize that, yeah, I got a call tomorrow with this guy. So the most important thing is you can't let people forget the call with you. That's basically it, right? Number 3, if someone doesn't show up to the call, I only wait 7 minutes. I heard this from someone else. I don't know where I heard this from, and I started using it. It's good. If you're on the call, don't wait for the entire hour for them to show up. If they're not there for the first 10 minutes, they won't be there. They forgot it. And have some self-respect. And don't, if they join on the 15th minute, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry for being late, I would not want to take that call. I'm like, my reputation is important for me. So what I do is I wait on the call for 7 minutes, and if they don't show up, I close the call, I exit, and then I send them an email saying, hey man, I guess something popped up in your life, something probably important popped up. I hope there's nothing wrong, I hope nothing wrong is going on. So I'm sending you another link. You can reschedule with me for another time. Now, if someone didn't show up, maybe they don't want to go on a call with you. If they don't want to go on a call with you, they're not going to reschedule. So if you send the email, nothing changes. But if they want to go on a call with you but they forgot, they'll probably reschedule and then they will show up this time because they feel a little maybe guilty, right? That is how you get people to show up in the calls. Now, let's get to the juicy stuff, which is a structured sales call, what to say. But one more important thing is, in the beginning when you're no one, in the beginning when you're building your business for the first time, your show up rates are going to be low because people don't really want to talk to you. Like, they don't want to give their 1 hour away to someone else. It's like, it's a big commitment. But when you become someone on social media, your show up rates naturally go higher simply because people want to talk to you. Like, some of my sales calls literally begin with, hey Ahmed, I've been watching your videos for 3 years, man, I'm a huge fan. Some of them don't, obviously. And imagine that person wouldn't miss that call. I learned this from Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi said they had close to literally 100% show up rates on acquisition.com calls, and they were booking in a shitload of calls. Why? Because they get to talk to the team of acquisition.com and potentially Alex or Layla. Like, that's an insane opportunity, so everyone is obviously showing up for that, right? So your brand is very important. Now, how to structure a sales call. Most people, when they think about sales, they have the wrong understanding. They think sales is, I'm trying to convince person to buy my thing. Sales is not about convincing. Sales is about actually more qualification and wanting to help someone. So when I go on a call, I actually don't sit down from a standpoint of, right? I don't sit down from a standpoint of, I'm trying to get this person's money. I don't give a fuck about their money. What I look at is, do I actually get to help this person or not? And if what I know, what my program is, what my experience is going to help that person, I make them an offer and I don't give up on them. I insist on my offer because I know it's going to be valuable to them. But sometimes I look at the person, I look at the situation, I'm like, bro, honestly, you shouldn't work with me because you need X right now and I offer Y. You need to do this right now in your business, and honestly, you don't need me to tell you this. You can go and work and do that, and then potentially later maybe we can collaborate on something. So I don't go into the sales call with the hope of selling. I go into the sales call with the hope of helping. For example, today I had 2 calls, right? And in this week, as I said, I had like 7, I think. Until today, each of them closed, and today, one of them was no close, one of them was a close. Now, I wanted both of them. I wanted both of them because in the first one, I explained the guy what he was supposed to do to grow his business. And I told him, hey bro, I don't think you need my help here. I helped him as much as I can on the call, but I didn't sell him something. So I won because I helped that person. And on the second call, the person actually needed my help. My expertise would actually help that person. So I made my offer. I got him to work with me and I won again, right? When I would lose is, I would lose if I sold something to someone and they didn't need it. Then I would lose. Even though I made money, I would lose. You only win when you help the person. And when you actually try to help people, not when you look like you're trying to help people, when you actually try to help people, you lose the commission breath. And when you lose the commission breath, people actually trust you. So naturally your sales close rate increases. So when I'm on a sales call, I don't care about if I make the money or not, because honestly, if that sales call doesn't close, other ones will, and I'll be already making my money, so I don't care, honestly. But when I'm in the call, can I actually help this person or not? How do I actually go about a sales call? This is, I think, the sales script I created. The one before this, the current one, is a little different because I asked qualifying questions beforehand and stuff. So this is not the actual sales script that I use right now, but this was the one that I used to make my first, I think, $7,000 to $8,000 a month. So this was the one that I used back then. Now, I, in the beginning, ask some general questions as I'm a fucking human being. I ask, how are you doing, man? How's your day going? What do you do? And stuff like general questions, right? But I only take this to be literally 30 seconds. Some people chat for like a couple of minutes, and I think that really breaks down the authority that you have in the call, because those people start to ask you different questions, and then you become the person who answers instead of them. They should be the one that's answering the questions, right? So what I do is I just ask them some basic questions, and I then go in and say this. And this is, I think, the leading question. This is the most important thing, not the most important thing, but one of the most important things that you need to have in the sales call, because this builds authority, this builds the structure of the call. It's a very, very powerful sentence. I don't even remember when I learned this from. So what I do is I say this. Hey man, I want to give you a small heads up. How these calls usually go is I will be asking you a couple of questions to understand where you are now and where you want to go. And then if I see that I can help you go from where you are now and where you want to go faster and better, then I'll be making you an offer. And if I don't think I can do that, I'm going to give you my absolute best advice on this call so you can go and take the advice and go towards your life, right? Go towards the dream life that you have. Is that fair to say? Now, when you say this, they can't say that's not fair to say. They're gonna say, yeah, that's fair to say, right? They're gonna say, yeah, that's fair to say. Easy. Now, what this does is, this sets the tone of the call. This says, hey, I'm the one that's asking questions, you are the one that's answering them, and at the end of the call, if we are good fits, I will be making you an offer. If you don't say this, I've seen this many times in my life as well. In the very beginning, I didn't used to say anything like this. And because I'm a YouTuber, people started asking me questions like, hey man, what camera do you use? Random things. Oh man, I watched your video, it was very good. And then you're trying to get the conversation away from that to like the sale actually, but you can't because you lost the entire frame, right? You can't lose the frame. This is how it goes. Now, after that, after they say, yeah, it's fair, then I ask my main question. Why did you take time away from your day to book this call? What's the problem you want to solve, right? They're not there to fucking chat to you. They're there to solve a problem. Now, after I say this, generally, they will dive deep into the pain. They will dive deep into the absolute reason why they came for. And when it comes to this script, I was selling a productivity type of program. That's why, as you can see, it says here, focus, consistency, discipline, work ethic, right? The third thing that we do after the general questions and leading questions is dive deep into pain. I ask them, why did you take your time away? Time is valuable. Why are you here, right? And they say, yeah, I'm here because, bro, I'm not productive. Like, I'm very procrastinating. I'm not getting shit done. And then after they say that, I don't go, okay, and then where do you want to go? No, you dive deep into pain. There are two things that make people buy. Number one, pain. Number two, confidence, right? What does pain mean? What does confidence mean? Pain means if someone is such in a pain that they want to solve, they will be willing to pay anything to solve that problem. That's why if there's a cancer patient and there's a cure to cancer, you can sell it for as much as you like because the guy has to buy it. Obviously, that's not obviously the online business that you build, but that's literally how it goes. And number two, the most important thing is, right? It is confidence. And confidence means they have the pain, but they have the belief that working with you will actually solve the problem. That's why having amazing testimonials, amazing, those things, case studies and stuff are so important because people's belief that working with you is going to get them results, the confidence increases. When you are on the call, on the sales call, your only job is to do this. Increase the pain, increase the confidence. You need to get them to realize how bad their situation is, as well as you need to give the confidence to them that you are the person who was able to get them out of that situation. In the past, when I was doing this, the people who were working with me, people who wanted to work with me were people who weren't consistent, who weren't focused, who weren't disciplined, and who didn't have a work ethic. And then I asked them these questions. How long has it been this way? And the guy told me, bro, it's been like this for as long as I know. Like, I haven't been able to focus, stay consistent, discipline for as long as I know. I'm like, oh, okay. And when I say that, I give them the little shocked face. They're like, oh yeah, the problem is big. I really need to solve this. It's not like a fun thing. It's literally, I haven't been able to do this for years. Now they're finally actually letting go of their guards. And then I asked them, why haven't you solved this problem yet, bro? Like, it's been 2 years, like you said. And they said, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know why I haven't solved this problem so far. And this brings them to the belief that right now is the time to solve this problem. 3, and then I ask, what have you tried to solve this problem? Because especially if you're doing like B2B, or if you're selling how to make more money with your business, how to make money online stuff, you gotta ask people literally, what have you tried to solve this problem? Because if you're selling, I don't know, fucking Facebook ads, and if they say, but Facebook ads didn't work for me, you might lose the sale. So that's why beforehand you gotta ask them, what have you tried so far? So you can frame the conversation further. Now the next thing is I asked them, how is this affecting your life? Because these people who were solving this problem of consistency, discipline, work ethic, they weren't making a lot of money. I made them have this realization that the reason why they weren't achieving financial freedom, the reason why they weren't achieving their goals was because of this thing, was because of their performance. And by the way, it was so fucking true. 99% of the time, it's literally this, right? That you're just not a high performer. It's just 50% high performance, 50% business knowledge. That's literally it. And then after I really dived deep into their pain, then I would go to point B. And then we go into the step number 4, which is, in my eyes, point B, what is the desire, right? We have seen the pain, we felt how painful that is. Now we want to see the desire, which is the point B. Now your job is to actually make them feel the gap between point A and point B. When they're talking to you, they need to feel like, I'm here, and the point B is so far away, I don't think I can get there alone. It's difficult. And that's why your service, your thing actually helps them with that. Now, when it comes to point B, what's the desire? We have established where you are, where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? Sell the vacation. And the problem that people do is they actually sell the flight ticket. This is a very common thing that you see, especially when it comes to sales advice, which is this. You sell them the vacation. You don't sell them the plane ticket getting there. When they're explaining to you, they need to explain you their perfect life, how life would be without this problem. And when they tell you this, for example, in a fitness example, if you're doing a fitness coaching for someone, they explain to you how they would feel if they were fit, if they had the six-pack, if they were jacked. And they just, they're just going to talk so much here, and as I wrote here, deep dive here to actually make them smile. And then you make them feel the gap between where they are and where they want to go. Okay, man, that sounds amazing, but we're currently here. How are we gonna get there? And they don't have the plan. My product used to be around performance and like work ethic. I would show them, can you see what's holding you back? Can you guess what it is? And they would be like, yeah, it is the performance. I'm just not working hard. I'm just not disciplined. I'm not consistent. I'm not productive. That's why it's not happening. And that's why I wrote here, because this might not apply to everything, but for my product it really applied. If you just solve this problem, you will get your dream life, because this is the most important thing that you have to solve. If you do, everything is going to skyrocket. And that is true. If someone is not consistent, not disciplined, not focusing, not proactive, this is literally the first thing that you got to solve. And when you solve this, even if you might not learn any more business knowledge, your business skyrockets, because you as a person, you skyrocket. And then I asked them this question. What happens if you don't change, if you keep going like this for 5 more years? Let's give the example. You sell a productivity program and you sell a fitness program, like 2 things. They're fat, and they come to you and you ask them this question. What happens if you don't change anything? What happens if you just stay like this for 5 more years? And they go, no, I can't stay like this for 5 more years. Please, for the love of God, I can't stay like this for 5 more years. I need to solve this problem. Life would be terrible. I would be like my health would be in danger. I would be getting even more fat. Like all of these things. And then you ask them maybe for the productivity program, how would life be 5 years from now if you didn't change anything? If you were still where you are today? They'll be like, oh man, I haven't even thought of that. Like, 5 years from now, if I'm still lazy, if I'm still not productive, if I'm still like procrastinating, like it's so bad. So you felt the pain, you felt where they wanted to go, and you felt the gap in between. Then what I do is I just do a summary of the goal. It's basically, hey, you're here, this is where you want to go, this is holding you back, and if you solve this problem, your life is going to skyrocket. Is everything here correct? And they say yes, because I literally summarized the goal. And then I make them the offer. Oh, by the way, do you know what we do? I'm hoping like you probably know a little what we do. They say, I guess you do fitness coaching. By the way, example, I don't do fitness coaching. I probably need a fitness coach though. I'm getting jacked, but I want to get more jacked. And then I ask them, like, do you know what we do? They say, yeah, I think you do like something around this line. And then I make them the offer. I say, hey man, I didn't actually come to this goal and thinking that I would make you an offer. I wanted to come to this goal because I wanted to, help you and give you some advice maybe on this. But what I do is X, Y, and Z, and I think you would be a perfect fit for that. Like, would you like to hear about that? And they say, yeah, I would love to hear about it, right? And then you walk them through your pitch. And I deleted my pitch here, but you walk them through your pitch. This is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, and then we get this dream outcome for you. And then it's for this price. And the moment you see the price, it doesn't matter how long the silence is, you let them talk first. It is $1,000, $500, it's $2,000. Oh, okay, it's a lot of money, man. You let them talk first. Then I go into objection handling. And what I have seen is 20% of the people buy from you directly. They don't really even care what you sell. And if you don't have a brand, that's going to be like maybe 10%. And 10% of the people will never, ever, ever buy from you. And the rest in between, which is the 80%, it depends on you, how good you are when it comes to objection handling. And when it comes to objection handling, I literally have this entire thing here, which is like, reminds me how do I handle objections. Literally, if someone says this, I come here. If someone says the avoidance objection, I come here. If someone says this authority objection, I come here. If someone says this, I'm not it's not a good fit for me, I come here, right? But there's so many objections and I can't, I guess, run you through all of them. So what I want to do is I want to actually show you the top 3 objections that you will get. And these are, I need to think about it and it's too expensive for me, as well as I just don't have the time to do this, right? Now, if you're selling a productivity program, for example, this doesn't apply because they're literally there for them to have time. But if you're selling a fitness, anything, if you're teaching them a skill, for example, this will be the case. And it's too expensive and I need to think about it, or like the most common 2 ones. Now, what I want to do is, I want to actually run you through, right? I want to actually run you through literally an example of this, a translation, a rebuttal, and like literally potentially a live example as well. Now, the thing is, so I like to give this example. I hope it's not sexist, but if you're a guy and if you understand girl psychology, what they say and what they mean are total different things. When she says, let's say, hey, it's not you, it's me, but we need to break up. It's you, bro. She is saying that because she doesn't want you to feel bad. When she says, for example, a lie and you call it something else, let's say, what she says is not really relevant. What she means is relevant. And handling objections is actually the same. What they say and what they think are completely different things. If they say it's too expensive, that doesn't mean it's too expensive. It literally means what I'm buying is not worth that much money. So you need to communicate value. If they say, I need to think about this, I can't make this decision today, what that means is, I am scared of making the wrong choice, making the wrong decision. So it doesn't mean that they need to actually think about it. It's that they need more information. It's that they're scared of making the wrong move, right? So objection number 1, example, I need to think about it. Hey Ahmed, this all sounds amazing. I love it. I just need to think about it for a few days. I need to sleep on this for a few days and then I'll get back to you. This is an amazing offer. I'll get back to you. Translation, I don't want to make a decision on the call because I'm afraid that I will make the decision that I will regret later. That's why I want to get away from this call and think, but I'm probably gonna not even think about this. I just don't want to buy, right? Rebuttal. It's not that they will go home, sit down, and think, should I work with Ahmed? No, they will go back, their life will get in the way, the job, the family, they're busy, they'll forget. In reality, what they need from you is not more time. In reality, what they need from you is more information. Most people think they need time to make a correct decision, but in reality, what they need is the correct information. So this person doesn't know enough about your offer and to the point that they are so amazed by it and they want to buy. So what you do is you say to them, hey, I totally understand, man. You always start with your objection handling. I totally understand. Hey, I totally understand, man. I totally understand. You need to think about it. What are the main parameters you need to think about? And then they say, it's actually the price. So I need to think about it is actually not even a real objection. It is completely a smokescreen objection. What that means is there is another reason why they're not buying, but they're just using, I need to think about it as a shield, I would say, right? So I need to think about it is not even a real objection. It's a smokescreen. It's, oh, I need to talk to my partner. That might be a real one. I need to, sort out my financial situation. That might be a real one. It's too expensive for me. I have the money, but it's too expensive for me. That's a real one. But I need to think about it is not a real one, right? They know if they want to do it or not. And their answer is generally no. So your job is the one to convince that no from to a yes because they actually need it, so they're just scared to make this decision, right? The rocking chair example is this. You tell to them basically, this is Alex Hormozy, I think, objection handling version. When they say to you, I think about it, I make this joke, hey man, let's be real. When this call ends, you're not gonna go home, sit on a rocking chair, be like this, should I actually work with Ahmed? That's probably not gonna happen. Life is gonna get in the way, you're gonna think about other things, you're gonna get busy, and you're gonna forget this. And as you forget this, the problem that you explained to me will still be in your life. You will not be solving your problem soon. So what I would love to do is I would love to actually ask you, what is the main parameters you're thinking about? And they say, well, I think it's just a really risky thing. Then you handle that objection, right? Because I think about it, it's just not a real objection. The second one, it's too expensive for me. Hey man, I love the program, but $1,000 is a lot of money for me. I can't pay that. 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 500, doesn't matter the number. Hey, I love the program, I love everything, but $1,000 is a lot of money for me, man. I can't pay that much. Translation, what you're offering me right now does not seem like it's worth $1,000. So, rebuttal. It's all about the value that you provide. If I gave them, right, let's say in a hypothetical world, I have a Lambo, I don't really want to buy one. Honestly, I don't care. I just care about the financial freedom. I don't care about the Lambo. Let's say I have a Lambo and I sell that Lambo to this person for $1,000. They say it's too expensive for me for the program, and I sell them this like a Lambo for $1,000, right? If I was selling it for real, and if they believed it was real, because obviously it's a scam, right? But let's say it's real, they would buy it even if they didn't have the money. They would be like, wait here, I'm gonna run and find somehow the money and come back to you and buy the Lambo. Don't even talk to anyone, I'm gonna buy it. Why? Because the Lambo is worth $300,000 and they're gonna buy it for $1,000. It's a bargain. And the moment they buy it, they can sell it for $299K, like profit. So it's not that it's too expensive for them. It's that your thing doesn't seem too valuable for them. So you haven't communicated enough value. Price is arbitrary. Price does not mean it's expensive, it's not expensive. It's about the problem that you solve. You can go and buy the Lambo for $1,000, but they were not going to buy your program because your program is not as valuable as a Lambo, right? That's the idea. But the way you solve it is you communicate value throughout the conversation better. So let's give the example of quitting porn for married men, right? We talked about that. If you can actually guarantee to solve that problem for someone, and if the person has the money, right, it's not going to be like they're going to struggle after they pay you. They would probably buy because the value is there. They get to stop doing this forever. It is valuable. The value is there. But if you haven't communicated enough value, that means you haven't dug deep into the pain. And because you haven't dug deep into the pain, they don't feel like they're in this need to buy. So it's kind of like psychological, but it works like this, you know? Now, objection number 3. I just don't have the time to do this, man. Let's say you're selling fitness to business owners. They say, I just don't have time to do this, man. Right? Example, I love it. I would love to build my business online, reach to financial freedom, but I just don't have the time to build my business. Translation, I want to do this right now, but I'm comfortable and I don't want to take the massive action. That's why I say, yeah, I don't have the time, or I find it too risky. This can be also a smokescreen objection. The rebuttal. It's not about whether having the time or not. It's about making the time. I'm right now filming a video, and I live in Germany. If something happened to my family who live in Istanbul, I would literally run out of the door, leaving the camera open. I wouldn't even try to turn off the camera. It's that important to me. I would make the time. It's not about, by the way, I have calls after this, so I'm busy. Not for my family. So it's not about if I have the time or not. It's about if I make the time. So if you're selling a how to build an online business product, right? If people tell you, I want to reach financial freedom, I want to live location freedom, it's so important to me, I hate university, they go like this and they say, I don't have the time. You gotta be real with them. You gotta show them that, hey man, you were talking about all these things, like your financial freedom, that you wanted to reach location and time freedom. That means it's so important to you. But it's not that important to you, I guess, that you would make the time for it. And they go, because of the fact that they established that they're the person who wants to do this, they go, oh, you solved the objection. You go one step further. right? These are the top 3 objections that will pop up. And I just want you to know this. Sales is a very numbers game. For example, an industry standard closer is closed around 25%. And that means you close like 1 out of 4 calls if you're selling high ticket, right? If you're selling $200 something, you can sell to everyone. But if you're selling like $1,000 plus, which is a high ticket, I like to call. If you're selling something below 300, it's low ticket. Between 300 and 1,000, I call it mid ticket. And after 1,000, it's high ticket. High ticket sales generally is around like 25%. And if a closer is good, if you're amazing, they close around 40%. Now, in the last 1 week, for example, mine was like 6 divided by 7. I don't know the exact math, I'm like 80%. Why? Because there is brand, there is incredible offer, there is no risk guaranteed. When all that comes together, your closing percentage can increase. And also, I don't talk to every single person as a sales call, right? But it's a completely a numbers game, and if your percentage is between 25% and 40%, that's average, that's okay. Obviously, you want to get better, at objection handling, so you can, close more deals. That's it. Now, my friend, let's say you watched this entire course, you made the avatar journaling, you created the entire content, you did the VSL, you did the entire sales page, the Calendly, you booked everything is created, you have the offer, you learned how to sell, you're ready. And you started your journey, and then you're not succeeding, you're not making money. Maybe you have traffic, but you don't have sales calls. Maybe you have sales calls, but you can't close. Maybe you sell, you make money, but then people leave. You don't end up becoming successful. What is the problem now? How do you solve this problem? And most importantly, how do you pinpoint where the actual root of the problem is? I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that in this part of this course. All right? After this part of this course, you will know exactly what to do when the business is stuck, and you will also know why the business is stuck and how to simply solve it. All right? This is going to be an important lesson. Now, if you are building this business model and building it in the way that I explained, there is only 5 potential problems that might be happening. Right? Not 5 problems, 5 potential problems that might be happening. There is no 6th one. It's literally only 5 potential problems. Potential problem number 1, you don't have enough traffic. So imagine your funnel. Not enough traffic is actually being funneled through the funnel. That's why you don't end up making any money. No one books a call, no one even comes to your sales page, because you simply don't have enough traffic on your social media. Number 2, your page conversion from viewer to sales calls booked is not the best. On average, if you book 5 to 7% sales calls of, let's say you have 100 clicks onto your website, that should book like 5 calls. That should book 5 to 10 calls pretty much. 90 clicks, 10 of them is going to be you because you're checking out the website all the time. But generally, you'll have like a 5 to 7% booking rate. If you have amazing traffic coming onto the website, and you have no sales calls booked, potentially this is the problem. Number 3, people book calls with you, but nobody fucking shows up to the call. People book calls with you, but no one shows up. So your show-up rates are like 30-40%. That's very bad. That means 10 people book calls, 3-4 shows up. That's very bad. So it should be on average 5 to 6. Well, what I have is like 7.5, not 8, but not 6 as well. That, right? Maybe that's the problem. And potential problem number 4, people come to the sales call, but you can't close them. They don't buy from you. That's a sales skill problem. And potential problem number 5 is people actually buy from you, but they cancel, they don't continue working with you, so your LTV is very low. LTV means lifetime value of the customer, right? Now, technically, when you think about it, in this business model with this system, these are the only problems that might happen. Like there's no other 6th problem that might happen. Literally no other 6th problem. These are the only potential 5 problems that you might have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you solve all of these problems in a chronological order. What that means is if you're not having sales calls booked, that might be because your sales page is not converting. That might be because you don't have enough traffic. But if you don't have enough traffic, then the fact that if your sales page is not converting really well is not even a question. Because there's no enough traffic that like this, we don't know how the sales page works because there's no enough traffic, right? For example, if you don't have, let's say, if you don't have sales or people are buying, We don't know which one of these are the problem. We're going to look at the numbers for that, all right? But the general understanding is if there is no traffic, you don't test anything after that. If there is no click onto the website, you can't test anything after that. If there is no call booked, you can't test anything after that. So you got to solve the first problem first, then move in a chronological order, right? Number one problem, you don't have enough traffic. What to do, right? What you do is, after you build the funnel, after you know at least one person has booked a call through this funnel with you, you know that there's a proof of concept when only one person books a call with you, then you gotta double down on two things: the quantity of content that you create and the quality of the content that you create. If you create shitty videos once a week on YouTube, no wonder why people are not booking calls with you. But if you create 4 shitty videos on YouTube a week, then you'll get probably more clicks. But if you create a couple of amazing videos a week on YouTube and actually you get views on those videos, then people will be probably flowing into your sales page. So if you don't have enough traffic, there's 3 things you can do. Either you can make more content, or you can make better content, or you can call to action people better. Maybe you have the eyeballs on your videos, but those eyeballs are not being converted into sales call clicks, sales page clicks. Why? Because maybe you're just saying, hey, if you want to make money online, then click onto my way. No. Or if you say, hey, if you want to lose weight, check out the link in the description. Maybe your CTA is too weak, and that's why people don't even realize there's actually something that they can do here, right? So if you don't have enough traffic, 3 things: more content, better CTAs. Maybe you are doing too much CTAs. And that might be the reason you killed the audience goodwill that people don't want to click anymore. So what you gotta do is you gotta do more content, better content without CTAs, give it a pause for a while, then you can continue. Number 2, your page conversion is not the best. Your page conversion literally means the fact that people come to your page, no one books a call with you. There is one potential problem, and that potential problem might be the fact that people who click onto your page are not qualified. And this would happen, unfortunately, thanks to your content. If you're getting so many clicks onto your website and no one is booking calls with you and there's nothing wrong with the website, you know that the quality of traffic that's getting into the website is like shit. How do you solve this? You solve this by making your content much more towards your avatar. Like if you talk about, for example, imagine like this. If you talk about like fitness all the time and then people click onto your thing and you try to teach them how to create a school community, like people, even though you will get a lot of clicks because people are like, oh, let me check this out because he has this in his description, like no one is going to book a call with you. Nobody fucking wants that from you. If your content was around that and then you said, hey guys, if you want further things on this, then click onto the link, people probably would. But at this point, people don't because that's not what they want. Right? Number 1, you gotta change the quality of the leads that are coming in, and that happens through the content, right? Or if you're running ads and coming in with ads, that happens through the ads they run. Simple as that, but we don't talk about ads here. Now, the second thing is, your headline is not catchy enough. This is a potential problem as well. Let's say your avatar is students wanna like essentially get better grades. If you write plumbers or something that students look at and feel like that's not really for me, your headline is not going to be converting much. Or maybe the sub-headline that we talked about, right? How you do things like, the guarantees and stuff. When you write that, maybe that's not really exciting for that person enough. You gotta make it like something that they feel like, oh, I want to keep going. I want to keep reading. I want to see what this actually is. And then I want to watch the VSL, right? And potential problem number 3 here, your VSL might not be converting really well. Maybe you made a VSL, maybe you didn't follow the plan I gave you. Maybe you made like a VSL that was a little out of plan and people watched it and people were not too convinced. They were not really persuaded enough to go and take the next action. That is a potential problem as well. Now, the next potential problem might be in terms of your page conversions, you created a Calendly questionnaire that is a fucking US passport visa questionnaire that people don't even want to fill that. I used to ask 2 questions and then I would say, call it a day, right? And then I would book so many sales calls and I would be like, these people are not qualified. So what I did was I added more questions, but turns out I added so much questions that I lost my sales call volume a little bit. I was like, well, that is not good. Maybe I need to subtract some questions. I kept only the ones that were important to me. So maybe your Calendly is too long that people don't really want to actually, book a call with you. So ask less questions on your Calendly. Problem number 3, you can't get these people to fucking show up on the call after they book, right? This means you have enough volume that are actually visiting the page, they're booking the call, but they're not showing up. This next step, right? And how do you solve this problem? Actually, 3 things. I was gonna say 2. I wrote here 2, but actually 3 things. Number one is before they join the call, you send them number one automatic emails through Calendly, and on top of it, send them manual email yourself as well. And you can write this email once, just like I showed you. You can literally write it once and then copy and paste it for every single person, but send it manually. Because the Calendly email is obvious that it's like a normal Calendly email. And if that person is booking on a lot of calls with other people, he might not even realize he has a call with you. So that's the problem. So I send them manual emails as well saying, hey, don't forget, we got the call, I'm very excited, what's your biggest struggle, all of that jazz. Number two, after the call, have a nice follow-up system. I wait on the call for 7 minutes, and if that person doesn't show up, I send an email to them saying, hey man, maybe something happened in your life, something popped up, understandable, you can book another call here, I leave. And if you don't have that, maybe your show-up rates will be a little lower because people don't join, but they want to reschedule, but they can't reschedule because they don't know they can, right? That's number two. I actually wrote only these two things, but I'm going to add one more thing, which is number three, which is brand. And I'll tell you why. So I realize when I was building my business in the beginning, I didn't have a lot of subscribers. My name wasn't known, and I'm still not like very, very well known, obviously, but back then it was not much at all, and people would book calls with me, but they wouldn't show up. And then right now, I'm realizing my show-up rate is actually kind of high, and then when people show up to the call, they're like, oh, Ahmed, like, I've been watching your videos for a while, man, I love your videos and stuff. And then I realize it's not because of the automated emails that they actually, remembered the call. It's simply because they like my brand. They like that they get to talk to Ahmed. And do you know when I realized this? I realized this when I was listening to a podcast from Alex Hormozi. He said, we have close to 100% show-up rates. I was like, well, how the fuck do you have that? And then I realized, because they get to talk to Alex Hormozi's team. It's literally, they don't have to put in reminders. If I got to talk to Alex Hormozi, do you think I would miss the call? Like, do you think I'll be like, yeah, I fucking forgot, bro. Like, I wouldn't do that at all. So when you're building your business, when you're positioning yourself as, I don't want to say like an expert, but when you're teaching people something, you kind of do position yourself as an expert. Your show-up rates are going to really increase once you start to have also high like follower numbers and stuff. Because people will look at you as like a celebrity. Like, I'm a completely fucking normal person. I don't have anything that's like a celeb, nothing like that. I'm just a normal person. I'm just a normal kid. I'm 20 years old. I figured out how to make money online. I teach it to people. I grew a YouTube channel, which I can teach that people too. Stuff like this. It's actually basic. I have a couple of skills. Looks like it's very valuable. People just want to pay for them. But I'm a normal person. I'm not a celebrity. But when people book a call with, someone that they respect, they look at a little like that. Potential problem number 4. Your sales skills suck. And that means you get enough traffic, you get people to click on your website, you get people enough calls booked, they show up, but you can't sell. Here's the thing. Lead quality might be low. They might be just fucking unqualified people who have $200 in their bank account and they can't obviously buy your 1K thing. Understandable. But outside of that, the problem is literally at your sales skills. If they have the money to buy, right? If they have the access to the money, they could buy this, and you can't close them, and you can help them, and paying that money for them would be like an amazing deal for them because your product is so good. Like, if the product is not that good, don't sell anything, just work on the product. That's it. But if you know that it's going to be a good deal for them, and then you can't get them to buy this, your mistake. It's a sales call. It was, maybe you couldn't handle objections. Maybe you didn't really pitch really well. Maybe you didn't really, tonality was off point. Maybe you didn't really build enough rapport. Whatever the thing is, literally whatever the thing is, it's kind of like your fault. If your product was going to help that person, it's your fault. You couldn't help that person. It's your fault. Now, Ahmed, how do I practice objection handling? What do I do? Bro, what you do is you write down the 5 most common objections. For example, it's too expensive, I don't have the time, I gotta talk to my partner, I gotta talk to my daddy, I have to, I'll let you know in a couple of days, I gotta think about it, all of these things. Write the top 5 objections you get onto a piece of paper, onto like 5 pieces of paper, and then shake them up like this, right? 5 small pieces of paper, shake them up like this. When you wake up, you take the pill. When you wake up, you shake it up like this, you pick one. Open up, too expensive, handle that. Close it. Open up, I don't have the time, handle that. And then every single morning and every single evening, do this practice, bro. If you do this practice every single morning, every single evening, oh my goodness, you will be making a good amount of progress, I'll tell you. Right? You'll be making a good amount of progress, I'll tell you. So that's how I learned objection handling. I was practicing every morning and every evening like a fucking dumbass, and 2 months later I can handle every objection. Because I know why they say that. I know what I'm gonna say. I know how they're gonna react when I say. I had this conversation a million times. That's how you should be, alright? Now, number 5. This is the worst one, honestly. You can't get people to stick to your thing, which means your product sucks. Let's say you actually were able to close a couple of deals and you made some good money. You made a couple of grand and now you got some clients. But they say, I want a refund. But they say, hey, I don't like this anymore. But they say, hey, the value isn't there. You made a very big mistake. Don't sell something that's not valuable. If you don't believe in your thing 100%, don't sell it. Don't sell it. Because when you're selling, you'll feel bad. And when people buy it from you, people might not like it too much. Whatever I sell, I used to sell things that were like 30 bucks, literally 30 bucks. I used to sell something that was a 2 grand, right? And I never sold something that I did think, yeah, I'm selling to this person, but like this person is gonna buy it and like they're not really gonna get the value of their money back. I never thought like that. Because when I thought like that, I was like, I didn't sell. Hey man, I can't make you an offer today, unfortunately. I don't think we're the right fit. So don't sell to people who are not really gonna get their lives changed from you. That's number 1. And number 2, if what you have sucks for the time being, don't charge money at all. Make it free and train yourself. So if you teach people how to become more productive and you helped 4 people and none of them actually made solid progress, what the fuck are you doing? Go first figure out how to actually change people's lives and then do this and then sell it to people. The way we make value, this is it. The way we make money online is when we solve a problem. And if you can't solve a problem, how the fuck are you gonna make money? If you can't solve the problem, what are you charging for? Like that's your job. This is your job to bring them the value, bring them the transformation. Okay? That's the thing. Now, here's what you should do. After I explained all of this, you should know exactly what the problem in the business is. And for most people who are watching this, it's gonna be just traffic. It's just that you don't have enough traffic. You don't have 500 clicks on your website a day, which is normal because to get 500 clicks on your website, you need to be getting 10,000 views on YouTube every single day. 1 to 20 ratio. Okay, this is a good ratio. And that's why most of the time your problem is just traffic. Build a sales page, make the VSL, the Calendly, create everything, learn sales, and then it's just about making content to drive the traffic, making content to drive the traffic, making content to drive the traffic. That's literally your life. That's it. Okay? Here's my tip. Every 2 weeks, sit down and think, hey, what do I think that's the current problem in my business? What do I think that's the current problem in my business? And then the moment you realize it's X, right? It's literally, hey, no traffic. There's not enough traffic. For the next 2 weeks, do nothing except just more traffic. 2 weeks later, sit down and think, oh, what do I think is the current problem? Most of the time, you're gonna have the same problem. It's traffic. So let's do more traffic. And if you feel like, oh, man, we're booking a lot of calls, no one is showing up, then it's show up rate problem. Or maybe everyone is showing up and you're not closing any deals. It's a sales call problem. You can't sell. But generally, it's just that you don't have enough traffic and that's why, right? So this is basically it. Focus on the constraint of the business every single time. That's what I wrote here. And what that means is a business grows until it reaches a certain constraint. Maybe I can take personally maximum like a couple of sales calls a day because I have to make the videos, I have to run everything, and as I'm doing that, I can take, let's say, only 5 calls a day. But if I get 12 calls a day, high quality, the business is going to be stuck at 5 calls a day. So I need to hire a sales rep to take calls for me, right? So he's going to be selling it. So he's going to be, closing the deals. Then the business grows. The business only grows to its certain constraint. And right now, 99% of the time, if you're not like a YouTuber who already has an audience watching this video, your problem is that even if you might not have enough traffic because you might not have enough quality traffic. Your problem is traffic. Let's go solve that.